doozing it. Eyes is Hello! Hi, hello! How's everyone doing today? Are you ready for the Renaissance Fair today? How's it going, guys? Who's here? Driver's here. Yaga's here. Blaze is here. Hi, Blaze. How you doing? How are you doing, everyone?
Very well.
This is last night's Sonic. I can't drink it. My Sonic for tonight hasn't shown up yet. Now we just have to wait for Yaga. No one likes an old, dirty Dr. Pepper. That's right. That is accurate. Hi, driver. How you doing? How you doing? How's it going? But also true. Hi, m'lady. M'lady? Malady? I'm gonna listen to Astarion's Juice Box while we wait. Juice Box? That too. Boombox. It's all Ren Fair junk. Look at I'm in my Ren Fair stuff. It's such a good song. It's so weird that's like it's kind of secret over here. So after level 6, I go into fighter, I think. No, I have to stay here for the song. This one, this die looks much better. I think it's wild that she has... This hammer doesn't actually exist. It's a packed weapon, so I like made it up. It's just crazy. You know? Driver, are you... that Super Mario 64 that you were playing with your friends the other day? Are you like doing a competition with them, or are you just like all chillin' playing? A multi-game randomizer. How does that work? Like across all the games. So how does that work? So like you'll just like be in like Mario 64 and then you'll be in like Mario Sunshine, or like how does that work? Find your own items or other people's items to complete the game. That's so weird. How did you find that? You remember how it started? That's so cool though. Like that's really, really cool. So I'm trying to get more of my friends to play Elden Ring, but they just don't want to. Like they don't want to like, you know, commit to a full playthrough of Elden Ring or whatever. So I'm trying to think of like fun things that I can do to get people to like want to play, even if it's just like temporary. And like the new thing is bingo. So you've never played a Dark Souls? Well, if you have Elden Ring on PC, I'm trying to organize something. And I've played, but I'm not good, so... Might be persuaded. Oh, yeah? Yeah. So, like, bingo is the big thing. After school's done, though. Which is, what, like, a month? Yeah, bingo is, like, the big thing now. Like a race. Yeah. So bingo is the new thing that a lot of people are doing with Elden Ring. And they just, like, you know, so it's like a bingo board or whatever. And it's usually lockout rules. Obviously, if you get bingo, that's one thing. But it's usually lockout rules because the squares are just, like, some of them you have to set up for like a while. Like, you have to do several pieces of quests to set up for and stuff. So I was thinking of that, but I was also thinking of a race. But I feel like a race, I don't know, a race could really either go one way or the other. Because even though I've played the game and I know where to go, like, I don't have the skill, so, like, I would still get... Are there bingo tiles? No. No, it's stuff in the game, like, defeat this boss without summoning an NPC, collect 3 of these specific types of keys that are kind of hard to get, reach level 60, or just, those are just some examples of the things. But yeah, so it's just like, you know, so, and they're in teams of 2 is usually how it works. So, you know, you can say to your teammate, like, all right, I'm gonna go to this part of the map and I'm gonna start collecting the pieces of this. If you go to this part of the map and start collecting it. Hello.
I'm sorry I took so long.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You did it on
How
purpose.
dare you? How dare you?
How did it on purpose.
On purpose? I would never.
Yeah, you did it on purpose.
I would never. I got distracted talking about how you should never drink on your medication when it tells you not to, or you'll get wheelchaired out of a run fair.
Well, that's not the Ren Fair that we're having. That'd be like something each person would have for another. No, it's not. It's not. But, like, you can snipe it from people. Not like stream snipe. Like, you're not gonna be watching each other's streams and stuff. But, like, you know, you're all going for the same thing. So you might be, like, literally in the middle of a fight, and the other team may have done it faster and stole the square from you. You know.
Buds says, sorry, I'm a drunk bitch.
Oh.
That was the moral of today's story. I'm a drunk bitch.
Yeah.
It happens, you know?
It does
what
happen,
can I say?
That's true. So,
sometimes
here, let me...
you get drunk, and you get wheelchaired out of the run fair.
But you shouldn't do that, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, listen. As I previously stated, but you were not here for, I forgot I was on medication that should not mix with alcohol. Okay?
Hi, Tori. How are you? Hi, Lena. Welcome in. How are you?
It was a very aggressive reminder to not drink on medication that says not to. But now I remember. Now I'll never forget again. Ever.
We can't. This worm is a powerful little
where's this
bee.
guy? Hey, sir.
Don't be so glum. I can
the
walk.
Pale Elf.
The looming.
Sir.
Who?
I want to trade, sir.
Doing well. How are you? I'm doing good, Tori. Thank you for asking. We're having our little miniature Ren Fair. My corset is a little tight, but it's fine.
Potion.
Corsets are supposed to be tight.
I don't see a necklace. Did they maybe pull it from him? Because I didn't see it at the other chick when we were at the goblin camp.
Yeah, but we never found that other vendor, right?
He was outside. We had to fight him. But 2 of the 3 vendors don't have it. Because I'm not seeing necklaces. I'm seeing armor and I'm seeing weapons.
Does it say what it does?
When the wearer stands in a certain surface and casts spells to deal damage, the target also suffers the surface's effects. This effect works with fire, acid, caustic, brine, and poison surfaces.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay. So...
I can get it in Act 3, but... Or I can get it from. Well, no, that okay. So it was Roa Moonglow in the Shattered Sanctum. She's gone.
She didn't have it.
Brem doesn't have it, and then Grat at the Goblin Camp, but he's dead. It also drops in Act 3 from Hope in the House of Hope.
Okay.
But, meh.
Yeah.
But it's weird, like.
Yeah, the other people didn't have. Hold on, what is it called? I'm just gonna Google the actual item. What is it called?
It is Amulet of Elemental Torrent.
Elemental Torrent.
I got dye for you. It's supposed to be black and furnace red dye.
Previously was sold by Groth the Trader in Goblin Camp, Brem in the Center and Basement, or Ruin. As of patch 3, it drops from Hope in the House of Hope.
Whores!
Yeah.
I said what I said.
Yep.
Okay, well.
You can't get that till Act 3.
Get in class, do your thing, get educated, Stonewall. Okay, so where are you right now? Are you
I'm in the Center and Basement.
Oh, okay. Well, because I got some stuff for you that I gotta send you.
Okay.
Which doesn't matter where you are, but I just want to look at you.
Oh.
That's not, that.
Oh.
You'll get why when I send you what I send you. Okay.
Oh.
Just fuck up.
Oh.
Here,
I sent you.
I sent you 2 dyes.
2 dyes, but the dye that I just dyed good.
I just dyed good.
Is it the muddy red dye, or the white and scarlet?
No, I just sent them to you. Look
I
in
know.
your inventory.
I'm looking. Black and furnace red.
I sent you that, and I sent you another one.
I've got white and scarlet. I've got red. I've got muddy red. I've got black and furnace red. And I've got fruit dye.
Should have another one.
I'm looking. Oh, here? Harley Quinn black and white dye. Oh, yeah, that's over here. So I'm pretty sure I just put the white and scarlet on. I'll try it. Hold on, how many do I have of these? 4? All right, let's try it. Let's see what it looks like.
Save first. That way you can reload it and you're not wasting them.
True. Yes, I do say driver. Yes, I know. I realized what I did after.
Ooh!
That's not terrible.
Which one's that one? That was actually pretty cool.
That's the Harley Quinn black and white.
But you've got red gauntlets and boots, so it kind of works.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of fucking dope. I'm not mad at it.
Actually, yeah. All right, we'll see. We'll leave that for a bit. We'll see. All right, would you like Herald the bow that I did not name? Or didn't I already send it? Oh, I have Gandrel's Aspiration.
You gave it to
Karlak.
Yeah, I don't know if she's using that or if I gave her something. I don't know if she's using something. She's using Giant Breaker.
Okay.
So you can give Herald to somebody. I don't know.
Well, me and Astarion both can't use it, so.
Oh, okay. Well, then she's got options, okay?
Yeah.
Me.
Lots of options.
Target is too far. Beach. Oh my god, is she at camp?
I don't know where she is. Probably.
It's just me being tired all the time. Okay, let me go back to camp, grab Karlak.
Alright,
guys.
So.
Oh, wait, I need to see your outfit. Hold on. Oh, look at you! You look so cute!
Thanks. I didn't know what to do with my hair, so I just kind of like threw it on the top of my head.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
I threw mine in a clip and was like, call it. I have my hood, but I can't put it over my headset or it looks like
Do it.
Like hold on, I got it's also a really big hood. Like it's meant to be like one of those.
I see.
Yeah.
There you go.
But it looks silly because the ears just like stick out so far.
I mean, it's either put them over the headset or put that on and then the headset over it.
It's kind of worse over, honestly. Yeah. So yeah, I was like, I got my little gem and like there's little matching ones on the arm.
Oh, cute.
And then I got long little sleepy thingies that just kind of vibe. And it's actually a really cute. It's like a wraparound. So it's got like the little hole on the side where you feed the belt through. and then tie it around in the back, and it's cute. It's cute. That's cute. It's cute. Okay. Why is she too far away? Beach, where are you? She's not at camp. How is she not at camp? Okay. I'm going to Carlac. I'm going to Oh, she might be in
by
the
the frog. Yeah.
Fuck's sake, dude.
Carlac's doing her absolute best.
Yep, she's just standing in the swamp, hanging out with a frog. Oh, Carlac. Oh, Carlac.
Oh.
There we go. Okay.
Oh, my Sanic's on the way.
Sanic! Mr. Sanic!
Sanic. Alright, so... we can head over to the Risen Road. And I guess we can start the Underdark.
Okay, where's Carlac? Because I grouped her up with me, and then I left, and she's not with me.
So ungroup and regroup again.
I'm gonna have to go to camp and do that, because...
Here, we'll go to camp and figure it out.
Carlac. Carlac. I need you to... No. There we go. Okay.
Wait, am I at a different camp than you?
No, you just walked right by me. I'm right here.
Oh, I don't even know how I didn't see you. Okay.
I'm literally right here.
I don't know. I was like, why aren't you here?
I like that dye on your character because it balances because you've got the little red details.
Red. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you've got the red details in your hair, and then you've got the red on your boots and your gloves, so it like evens out.
I also just noticed that my spiritual weapon is also red.
Yeah.
Which I did not choose. It just did it that way. All right,
it actually balances out nicely.
All right, so you're grouped with her and we can go?
Okay. Raisin Road, you said?
Yeah.
Raisin Road.
The Raisin Road.
The Road of Raisins. Okay, I'm going. Is Carlac? We'll find out.
She's here. I see her.
This hood is doing something. I'll figure it out.
Doing hoodlum things.
I'll figure it out. That's a little bit better. It's cockeyed as fuck. Okay, if I do this and then do that. Better. I fixed it!
You did
I've risen from the road. Where go? We have to go to the Underdork, right?
Yeah.
Or to Crush. Do we want to do Crush first or Underdork?
I usually Underdork before Crush, but it genuinely does not matter. I need stuff from the Underdark, and you need stuff from the Crush, so it really, really doesn't it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, let's just do the Underdark then.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
Astarian's got a lot of colors going on. What's up with it?
I was trying to go purple because Joker, but it kind of just didn't. You know how it is when they dye it, and then it's like, oh, we decided to make everything green.
Well, also it's
hi,
like
Huey. Hi, DJ.
Colors.
I know. I don't know why.
It's like purple, blue, green, brown, gray. Like,
George!
What is happening?
Play the fucking vid. Hi there, friends. Are you a human being with disgusting bodily functions? Everyone comes here for the PPC, the peak poop content. I have poopies for you. I'm sorry that you didn't get to experience the butts. Look at that donk.
Why are you so excited for this?
And I died. Oopsies. You can't do anything with human meat, which is kind of boring. Put your clothes on. What if you just like collected a bunch of farts? My mom? Are you pooping? I'm a big girl. I do Mordors. Do you think he survived? This is literally. Let's go faster! I died. What do I do about this giant ball chasing me?
Chaos, come watch us.
I'm trying to make sure we don't die.
Why are you looking so close?
I wasn't. I just looked down because I could see it.
Oh my god. He's still rolling. Cannibal swinging at you. The moose is running laps around you. Don't give me that baby. Do you know where your children are? Will you show them to me, please, so I can beat them up? I don't like scary babies in video games. I don't like scary babies in real life. Maybe let's not say those things on my stream. Okay, have fun. Bye. It'll save you hundreds of money on your car insurance by switching to doo-doo-poo-poo. I'm trying to make the poop. Go, bees!
Bees! Run to get the bees!
Oh my god.
What is happening? I keep finding these boners. You can have your very own Greg.
It's soup. It's soup.
Where are the Vajuzhans? I just want to be beautiful like her. I am Cat. I can help you. He's totally dead. He's just standing there. Just because I was supposed to move him. I look like the kid from Stranger Things. You can go anywhere on Twitch, and this is what you choose to do with your time. Okay, game is done. Okay, thanks for coming. There's your video. How's the rest of your stream, Dirge? Wait, why are you green? Why are you green? Hi,
You have no
Mock.
eggs?
Hi, DJ. Hi, guys.
Well, war chicken, you gotta go eggless.
Thank you so
Sorry.
much. You're welcome.
Be
You're
eggless.
welcome. All right. Okay, so we're gonna keep going to the Risen Road, and I guess we'll talk to the GIF Yankees
Okay.
real quick, and then we can go to the Underdark.
Underdark.
Underdark. Llamas.
Yeah, go eat your sweet loaf.
The Whalos 123 just resubscribed for 39
You're
months.
nasty sweet loaf.
HHH it be a pink. Sorry I haven't been popping in as
You look
much
at the
lately.
sweet cheeks while
Pinxel
you eat
noodle
your sweet
Pinxel
loaf.
love.
Oh, poor Laz, you never have to apologize for not being here. It's so good to see you. How are you? I see you've been playing a lot of Warframe. How's Warframe treating you? Warframe?
Warframe's fun. You just throw yourself everywhere.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
how-
love flying.
that's how I
all over-
play it.
Yeah, yeah, I just jump and glide and jump and glide and jump and glide and jump and glide.
I'm constantly yeeting.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch Fallout do it. Watch the Fallout live.
Oh, it's so
live,
good.
Live tweet me the Fallouts.
I forgot you could see that. Oh, yeah. I creep on everybody. I'm always like, what are you playing? What are you playing?
true.
What are you
It's
playing?
true, she does.
Because sometimes people will play things and I'll be like, oh, I want to play that. Or like, that'll make me think of something else. Like sometimes just like seeing what people are playing, I'm like, ooh, what you playing? Oh, that sounds good. But Laz, thank you for 39 months. I really appreciate you. Glad to see you're doing well. How's work? How's life? There's got to be a dig spot here. There has to be. Except for when it's an
what?
anime waifu game.
A
There has to be
what?
there has to be a dig spot here?
Oh, okay.
What do you think I said?
Not that.
Oh, no, I said dig spot. She never lets it go. Listen, you were playing anime waifu games, and then you tried to, like, play it off like, no, not me.
Look at that beast.
Oh, where's the
Seems
dragon?
almost
I
too
can't
big
see
to
it.
take flight.
Alright, where's the girl? Oh, she's over here. Let's talk to this girl over here.
Go a lifetime without seeing one, and then they won't stop pestering you.
DJ, how are you? How was school?
I should speak up.
Oh, I bet you my Sanic is probably here. It
What are
is.
you doing? Hold up before they see you, Gresham.
McGresham.
Shum.
McGresham.
What? Apart
That
from
sounds
the
like
dragon,
the cat from
Look.
Cats.
that lot are
Oh
swarming
no, that's
all over the
McCavity.
bridge.
Well,
I
what's
don't
the
know what they
difference?
want,
I
but
don't
it can't
remember.
be good.
McCavity.
I'm going to find another way
McGresham.
around. You ought to do
McCavity?
the same.
A McCavity?
Is
Isn't
it?
it?
Unless
is-
you're looking for a
McCavity
fight,
doesn't sound
that
right,
is.
but it could be. I don't know.
It's Macappa something.
Macadiliocious?
Macadiliocious.
Nobody.
That's it.
That's
Just
the one. I've
another
seen caps.
harassing fool trying to stay alive.
I'm looking
There's
at the
plenty of
cats.
us
Hold on.
around.
Feel stupid looking up cats.
What?
McCavity? I want to say it's
Just
McCavity.
follow you
Macav-
around.
Where's the fucking
I'll
cat?
go my own way.
I don't
Stop
know.
alone.
making me open things.
Macavity sounds like teeth.
I don't make the names. I'm just reading. Top
Right.
cast.
That's it. I'm
Bustopher
going up
Jones, Deuteronomy, Rum Tugger. Yeah, McCavity. It's McCavity. I told
It
you.
is Macavity?
It's McCavity. Idris Elba played McCavity.
I don't remember Macavity being the name at all. I would have, like,
There's-
I feel like I would have been like, oh, cavity, teeth.
There's Monka Strap.
Who was James Corden?
James Corden was Bustafer. No, he was Bustafer Jones.
It's not Mistopheles, but it's one that sounds like Mistopheles.
Mistopheles.
It is.
That's Laurie Davidson. Mr. Mistopheles.
It is Mr. Mistopheles?
Your weapon.
Yeah, Laurie Davidson.
Because
is Mr.
Mistopheles is like a demon.
before I do that.
Yeah.
Mistake.
There's Rumple Teaser and Mungo Jerry.
No, look up.
Who's naming these fucking cats, by the way? These are horrible names.
Andrew Lloyd Webber, I believe.
Andrew Lloyd Webber doesn't know what names are.
Just a way to find something you haven't thought about. Yeah, I needed a reminder. Just the same old lately, besides focusing, being all, oh, I'm sorry, your focus is out of whack.
You married your anime waifu? No, you
Did
didn't.
something change? Like, did has your schedule changed or your sleep changed or something? Has something changed?
They're cats, War Chicken. They're the names of cats in Cats.
You're not here to play with the locals.
Of course, Kithrak. We merely
cats.
sought to.
No excuses. Question, kill, then move on. Find
Yeah,
the
because there's a
weapon.
song.
Our
McCavity,
queen watches us.
McCavity.
Fail her at your peril.
They'll hurt your peril.
Can we kill them? Please.
Oh, wow. Why is he got
Pretty
such a hard
please.
on? Bro, I need you to... Should I grab,
I don't think
What's her
he's ever
face?
asked to kill them before. Lae'zel?
Should I... Yeah.
You don't,
Would
you
it
don't
matter?
need it. I don't need it.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask, does it matter?
Uh-uh.
Is it of any... Okay.
No. I mean, the only thing is, like, she'll be like, oh, get the Yankee, and then, like, you'll go down and they'll be like, oh, why are you traveling with these?
Yeah, no, I've had her before. I'm saying,
Yeah.
is it, like,
No.
without her, does it make a difference?
No.
Like, okay.
No, they just,
I didn't know
it's
if it
the
was,
same
like-
thing. They'll be like, we need the, that artifact or whatever. But
Yeah.
Astarion wants to kill them, which is interesting. I am just gonna go grab my Sonic. I will be right back.
Sonic!
My Sonic!
I don't get Sonic. War Chicken left me Sonicless.
Keep looking. Someone in this wretched world has one.
Quack, quack indeed. Kai, do you see the baby? Would you like to see the baby? He's baby. Look at that baby. That is a big fluffy baby. Right there, the baby. Look at the baby. It's a big fluffy baby. It is beautiful and gigantic. It really is huge. It's a very large flamingo. Flamingo! He's got a little tuft of fluff on his head. I don't know if you can tell. Actually, hold on. Let me. Now you can see. Look, see. There he is. He's so big. He's a big boy. It's true. They do get their food, They get their color from the food they eat. Yeah, they're born white. They're born white, but they eat krill or something like shrimpy, krilly, whatever they're called. And yeah, it turns them pink. So wild, which makes you think, like, what if they ate other stuff? Like, what if they ate, like, blue crawdads? Like, would they turn blue? Would they? Go back to here. Okay. Bloomingos? Yeah, they could be bloomingos. They could. What's stopping them? What, because they have a preference for krill? By the way, I learned new animal facts that are disturbing, so.
Yeah. What
What,
now?
what was that sound? What
What
was
now?
that sound?
Because you
What
and
now?
your just animal knowledge. Here you go, guys. First sip of the Sonic.
You know some too, driver? Hit me with them. Hit me with your weird animal facts. I've got one for everyone that's gonna traumatize you.
Hi, Horseman. How you doing?
It traumatized me.
I had to get my Sonic from downstairs.
We shall find it.
So, of all creatures on this planet,
Mm-hmm.
cicadas pee with the most force.
Did you say cicadas?
Yeah. Well, it's cicadas or cicadas. It depends on
What
region.
easy
I was gonna
prey
say,
you
do you
make.
mean cicadas?
Walking right within my
It
blades
here
and
everyone calls them cicadas.
These creatures are so
They
simple
pee
to
with the
ensnare,
most
Beretta.
force of
You
any
mule
creature
too
on
much
Earth.
about your
Like they
past.
power wash
Strange.
pee.
Forgiveness, Kithrak.
That's not
to
even the
know.
weirdest
You.
part. That's not even
Tell
the
me.
weirdest part.
Why?
Shouldn't I run you
Because they
through
be
this
they be
instant?
getting down and getting boogie together so intensely that they have an STD that is rampant among them that turns them into zombies. Yeah. Yeah. So they pee really hard, and then they fuck a lot, and then it's pee hard.
Of course you are not a
Pee
Fuck a
hard,
lot.
fuck a
You
lot.
are nothing.
Be a
Until
zombie.
I tell you otherwise.
Put that on a t-shirt.
For
Yeah.
you to keep
I think
sucking
it needs
air,
yeah.
It is necessary
Pee hard,
for
fuck a
you
lot,
to tell
be a zombie. It's the motto of being a little screamy bug. That's not even the weirdest thing I've learned either.
But
Thanks for that. That is.
Carry.
Should I make that into a song too?
Yep.
It's afraid.
Yep, walruses
You
have a
tune
bone in their
your mind
penis.
to
It's
it.
not just walruses either.
The
Raccoons
possibility.
do
It
too.
doesn't
does
shift my
not
focus
want
as
to
much
fall
before it
into
could
the
just
Gith
be.
Raiders' hands any more than it does the absolute followers.
Could be Laz.
Help us find it, and I will leave your blood beneath your skin
I
unspilled.
worry about what information I retain and what I don't, because the stuff that I do need to retain falls out of my head.
Do
But
not
then
speak.
I
the
remember
bleating
things like
offends
Health
my
check.
ears. Just stand still.
horrible.
I have my dinner right
prospects.
here. I just got it. I just picked it up. It's right here. I took my meds this morning.
I'm also aware of that war chicken, that penguins do such horrific things that they hid the studies because the world's not prepared for it. Which makes you really worry about penguins. So yeah. Oh. He's going, Kamehameha!
Yeah,
duck-
he
ducks
can't do
have
it though
corkscrew
because I am.
penises.
Nothing even approaching a useful thought in that
Strong.
skull. I ought to just kill you.
Yeah.
My
I've got
brain
two
is too
ducks. I know
strong.
things. I can't keep my male ducks in with my chickens because it'll kill them. There's things you learn, okay?
What
Okay?
the heck is this?
What?
There's
What?
like a mosquito or something, and it's flying around my spotlight, and it's just annoying me. You know.
Do you have like a hand vac? Do you have like a little dust devil? You suck it up. Just like that.
Well, I was just gonna slap it, but okay.
Well, there's that. Oh, okay. Speaking of that, I have to send you this video and you have to watch it on stream and you have to react because I was flabbergasted. I was appalled. I can't even begin. I'm sending it to you on Facebook Messenger because you got that working, right?
Yes.
Okay, you watch that. You watch that, and you explain to chat what you just saw.
Wait, right now?
Yeah, do it.
Oh my god.
Do it. Oh, yeah, driver, they eat their eggs all the time. Yeah, I feed mine their eggs because, yeah, if they break their own eggs, they will eat it. They'll also self-cannibalize. They'll cannibalize each other, and they will self-cannibalize if they are injured. They just, if they see red, they peck. It's a fucking thing. That's why blue coat exists, but you shouldn't use blue coat on chickens. It can actually cause more problems than help.
My
I have
blade
16.
is
No,
my
I have
right.
15
If I
chickens,
can
'cause
take
one
your
just
life,
died.
It is mine.
Very upset.
But perhaps you have other uses.
What's this?
Very well, Istik.
Don't
Seek out
call me.
survivors from the ship that crashed on this wretched world. Bring
Crashed
me their
at the
heads.
crash?
Bring
Crash,
me
crash,
the
crash,
weapon.
crash, crash,
If you succeed,
crash.
the reward will be great.
Crush.
Now go.
Why is Boba whining? I don't know. Because he's Odin. Probably because he wants mom's attention.
I hate that.
Right. That's so wrong. That's like, who does that? Who?
I hate
Only in
that.
Australia. Only in Australia. You'd never fucking do that anywhere else in the world. It's an Australian thing. They're crazy. They're insane. This is
Her
why they
face
were
is so disturbed. So it was a video of a guy in Australia who walks up to a hornet's nest and just slaps it with his hand and then just walks away, like, completely unfazed.
Yeah, he's like, this is how you deal with paper wasp nests, and he just like smack, and then he hit twice, and he's like, done, barehanded. New Zealand, Australia, same fucking shit. It's the same fucking shit.
Do not like, do not want.
Like 10 out of 10. What kind of like mental health issues are you suffering from that you think barehanding some wasps is the way to go? Why can't I? Like, you're in the way.
So
Why
we can
can't-
go through the mountain pass to do the crush, and then
I
to
was
the
trying to climb
Underdark,
down.
or we can go to the Underdark straight from the Goblin Camp.
Either or, I literally was struggling to get down because,
Alright,
like,
let's
car wash
crash.
was in the
Just
way.
get it out of the fucking way.
All right. I never crashed. This is my first time.
You've never
crashing.
crashed? All right, so you
I've
go
never
first. Then.
crashed.
You're gonna make the decisions. You can ask for my opinion. You can ask what I want.
No, but it says we're gonna
Yeah, I know.
progress.
We can still come back. You can't. You get locked out of the map at a specific point in later. I know when, so we'll be fine.
You promise?
I promise.
Okay.
I promise we won't get
Why
locked out of the map
Odin
yet.
doing that?
Saw a video of a guy crumble a beehive. Like he just like crumpled it. Wait, what?
I'm sucking my head in like a turtle. I'm just like, no.
Oh, Raphael is here. Where's Astarion?
All right. Raphael. Who's Raphael? Oh, that guy.
Well met.
I know that guy.
I am Raphael.
I know that guy.
Very much at
You're
your
a
service.
bitch. I don't want you to be.
You weren't invited here.
Why, I know.
Explain yourself.
Explain.
You're paranoid, aren't you?
Explain yourself.
Must be the surroundings. Rather bleak and lonesome.
Oh, he's gonna teleport
One feels
us.
so exposed.
Why is it sad?
This
Why is your sweet love sad?
quaint little scene is decidedly too middle of nowhere.
Guys, how
for
many of
my
you wrote your
tastes.
essays to submit to Sonic?
Come.
Nobody asked Raphael. No one was like, hey, is this okay for you, Raphael? You weren't invited, and no one asked if
Specifically
you
a
liked
salmon?
beer.
Oh, he teleported all of us? Wait, why is Will
Middle of
here?
somewhere.
Because he's involved in demon shit. He's,
The House of Hope, where the tired
the house
come
of
to
no
rest
walls.
and the famished come to feast.
This is the
Oh my
wallless
gosh.
house.
Officially.
Why does
Go
yours do
on,
that? That's so
partake.
funny.
Why is my
Enjoy
the pig
your
was so
supper.
like
After all,
geometric?
it might just be your last.
Don't you fucking
Take the
threaten me.
pie. Okay.
It's not Dadam's meatloaf. That's fair. He
Not
makes the best
easily
meatloaf.
rattled, I see. Good.
Yeah, it's a
Makes
great
the
house.
next
You can
part
hang up your
that
portraits in the middle
much
of
more
thin air.
straightforward.
Why not?
It's better than when
Oh.
we actually go there, trust me.
You're
What's
He's
better
I know.
than a devil?
I know, I was like, ah.
Ugh.
A devil you do. Am
Bro,
I a
your wings look
friend?
gross.
Potentially.
He's
An
got like oddly
adversary?
veiny wings.
Conceivably. But
Ew.
a savior, that's for certain.
Do you like his wings? They're very
They look
skinny.
very- They're very like
Skin-ish, not
veiny.
skinny,
They're
like-
super veiny, especially at the top. Like, why are they so
Yeah.
veiny?
Now, why play
My
hard
outfit,
to
thank
get
you. It's supposed to be
when
our
you're
Ren
in
Fair stream
deep
today.
over your
They look
tadpole
roided
head?
out, bro.
One skull, two tenants.
It's very hard to breathe in
and
a corset,
no
though.
solution in sight. I could fix it all.
Hey, but it helps with
Like
your back problems
that.
if you have a nice boned one. Your back is nice and straight and comfy. Oh, it's so nice. I thought about putting on my long line,
Take
but
all the time
can't
you
bother.
need, but make up your mind before you're counting down.
You can
with
text me, War
tentacles.
Chicken, or you can do it through
Try to
Discord.
cure yourself.
You want to send me
Shop
direct messages in
around,
Discord?
Beg, borrow,
That
and
way I won't
steal.
get the
Exhaust
notifications.
every possibility
actually,
until
no.
none are left.
No, just text
And
me. I'll
when
mute my phone.
Hope has been whittled down to the very
Or you can,
marrow of despair.
yeah, just do it on texting me.
That's when you'll come
I'll mute
knocking
my
on my door. Hope.
Demon of war.
Such a tease.
Wow. Okay, have fun. Enjoy Fallout. That's me telling you. You have to enjoy it. Enjoy it.
I'll be around.
War Chicken
watching
has some
you
reference because he
squirm
played
like a
Fallout 3,
tadpole
so at least
through a
he's got like
nice, juicy
a
brain.
baseline.
All those pretty little symptoms.
Kai, have you watched
sundering
Fallout?
Skin, dissolving guts. They haven't
Well,
manifested yet.
I'm not gonna spoil anything
have
for you.
they?
First of all,
One might
she's
say
technically
You're a
not dog
paragon
meat,
of
but
luck.
also is dog meat. But
Yeah.
also is
I'll
them.
be there
Yeah.
when it runs
She's a
out.
CX404.
Yeah. Played by Lana 5. Which I'm confused why she's Lana 5. But sure. And dog meat was a German Shepherd, but other dog meat that's not dog meat but is dog meat is a Belgian Malinois. A Belgian booty doody.
A booty dee.
Actually, mine's sleeping, and I'm shocked by it because she's usually harassing the hell out of me. That sigh was so intense.
It was
My
very
goodness.
long, yeah.
Like, bro, you good?
No, they're not good. Oh,
Fair. I'm not either, ever. What the fuck is going on? Hey, I am so baffled.
with what? Oh,
Like, why
Your
it's
dog
so
is sleeping?
choppy?
Oh.
No, why is the game so, like, ugh?
I don't know. One of the last
So weird.
patches seems to have kind of made it a little less stable.
I'm also unstable, so I get it.
Same. One of my patches also made me unstable.
War Chicken bought me patches. He went to the Squishable store and he got me a Squishable and he got me some patches. Yeah, there's a little like Audrey patch, you know, Audrey 2. It kind of looks like, well, no, it's, oh no, it looks like the thing from Fallout. That plant that eats you, it looks like that.
Oh.
Like a big Venus trap thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Is
there's
Jack
a play
cosplaying
doh
as a little jester? Jack is cosplaying as a very, very sleepy boy.
Oh my god, that's exactly what Lily's cosplaying as, except for a girl. She doesn't know how to boy. Rosie Morn Monastery Trail. Wow, I've never been here. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow, I'm so interested. Oh, a box. Wow. What? I'm taking in the sights. Give me. Oh! Oh! That rock just appeared. Scared the shit out of me. I went to walk and there was just a rock.
Gosh,
That, like,
I was like,
popped up.
why are you screaming?
Well, it was like a big rock. It wasn't like it's like part of the mountain appeared. Wow, what's that? Tell me what that is. What's that?
That is the monastery.
Oh, are there monks?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. So it's like Avatar.
No.
Yeah, they all died.
That's where the crush is. The crush is in there.
Yeah, but the dead.
I mean, everybody dies.
Dead? Everybody dies sometimes.
You do have to come over here though and talk to this man.
Oh well, I'm getting. There was a hunter's stash, and I just got some.
I'm not going anywhere.
My guy.
I'm not going anywhere.
When is the fucker get fucked, my guy shirt coming out?
I have to move my whole merch store over. That's a project.
Yeah, it is a project.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do that.
Oh, I should?
You should. You should do that. That's a thing you should do.
So
I am wearing costume. It is Ren Fair Day.
We can't go to Ren Fair, so we bring Ren Fair to us.
Oh no! Oh no!
Who
I
are you
accidentally
fighting?
walked. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm fine. It's fine.
Another one? DJ, show me again.
What are these? Who are these?
They're Gahools.
Gahools? Guardians?
The Ghoul.
Of Gahul? Guardians of Gahul? They're not the Ghoul. Ghoul is Daddy.
Daddy.
Daddy. Yeah. How's that?
It's pink? That's so exciting.
Anybody hurts when I put spikes on the floor.
Like, you're like, what are you doing? I don't know. I was making friends.
This is not how you make friends.
Oh, it looks like Raven from Teen
Silly.
Titans. Thank you. I don't know. It's fun. It's cool. Oh, I just elbowed my dog in her head. I didn't know she was there. Hi. Hello. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's from the Renaissance Fair. It's one of the shops there that I like a lot. I like it a whole bunch. Called.
I like it a lot.
I think it's Opal Moon. They sell at Irwindale's Pleasure Fair. They also have an online shop.
What kind of fairs are you going to?
Listen, it's called the Pleasure Fair, but the pleasure is there's really good food and alcohol. That's the pleasure. Is if you like to get drunk and eat some really good food. Also, watching the jousting is really fun.
Continue to die. Oh, he was so close to being dead.
I know. I was like, come on. Come on. I like how they walk also and they're like,
I I know.
Good. Good for you.
You're doing great.
Hold on. This is gonna be so funny. Ready? Back you go!
Get back in the spikes.
No one said you could leave. It's cute though. This one's closest, so we'll shoot. Ooh, crit! We love a good crit.
Another day, another fight.
Yes, expecto patronum. That's exactly what happened.
Nice.
Death Shepherd. That's a cool name, though, honestly. These guys are really cool looking. Death Shepherd. Like, so are they Reapers?
They are Death Shepherds.
I mean, isn't that what a Reaper is, technically?
No.
I don't know. No? Okay.
No. I don't know.
No rest for the wicked? Is this Borderlands?
Yeah.
Ain't no rest for the wicked.
Money don't grow on trees.
Bills to pay.
Yes, run through the spikes. Yes. Yes, do it. You sent it to random? Oh my god, DJ.
It's so funny.
DJ, I want those. What does that say?
That will never not make me laugh. Like, I apologize for absolutely nothing. Do this.
Screen's loading. Cute.
Okay. That's so funny. Clip it? You can clip it technically. I can hit clip. I don't know if it'll clip that specifically, but I can at least timestamp it. That was really entertaining. I don't want to pull them.
No. Can you thunder wave them?
If I can't, because I would hit
Astarion and Karlak.
Astarion and Karlak, yeah. So I don't wanna whack them on accident.
Oh my gosh.
Um.
I think I got it. No, I didn't. Apparently.
Let's do Melf's arrow. That one's gonna get hit harder. That one's 70%. Not bad. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. No. My name is Jeff. That one was really funny. My name is Jeff. I actually, there's a couple clips that I actually marked that are really making me laugh recently. They're actually the ones from Bramble. I forgot how many funny things happened during Bramble. I had a similar incident to the shark incident happen in Bramble, and I totally forgot about it until I stumbled across the video.
Oh, really?
It's almost identical. I fell off something and was trying to get back up, and there was two like enemies, and they were just watching me as I kept screaming, "Let me up! Let me up! Let me up!"
Let me out! Let me out! I want out!
Yeah, it was really bad. I don't know, man. I'm gonna Vine Whip. Do I want to Vine Whip? I could Thunder Wave him and knock him on his ass. That's probably better. I gotta do it in a way that's not gonna hit Karlak.
I mean, it's Karlak's turn. You could just move her out of the way.
He didn't fall down, but at least I didn't hit Karlak, so it's fine. Alright, Karlak. Let's get reckless.
Nice.
Double teamed. Let's fucking go.
The way it should be.
Let's and concentration, so that is done.
Okay.
That was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
If not over.
Half
then
plate
through.
armor. Nothing. Gas. Ghoul. Gast. A ghoul.
Open
A
up.
ghoul. A gast.
Aghast.
A gast. A ghoul. A gast. Odin's being a brat. I can hear him. Who allowed this dog? Hydrate. Thank you, Nyx. Yep, sounds about right. Accurate
Did you
AF.
just say who allowed this dog to exist?
What's
Yep.
happening here?
I mean, he goes up to the ducks and he barks at them. Like, he tries to, like, start a fight with them. Which is rude.
Oh my god, why are there dead squirrels here?
They probably deserve it. Squirrels are assholes.
Wow.
I'm not wrong.
I didn't say you were. Alright, you need to go over here and talk to the person that's over here.
Ooh, this armor looks cool. Oh, I'm heavily encumbered. Hold on. Character sheet. Can I give it to... Oh, that doesn't look good on you at all. Let's put your clothes back on. That's really weird to say it like that. It's her infernal trousers! I want infernal trousers.
I know, she, yeah.
Oop.
Her stuff is like, yeah, infernal, whatever. I think it's funny.
Okay, you sit down this way? Is that
Right
what
over
you
here.
said? Okay. I got ging.
Something over there.
Oh boy!
A dig spot.
A dig. Pun intended. It is. If the hottest person in the game is Carlac. Facts.
I mean...
You can't dispute it. It is a fact. She is the hottest person in the game. Literally.
Yes.
This man?
That
this
man.
wizarding man?
That man.
Who there,
This-
wanderer?
Gandalf?
Oh, there!
Stay thy course a moment to
Did he just
indulge
say
in old
that I'm a
man.
thought?
May I inquire if perchance
Oh, I'm
you
very bloody.
retain among your traveling companions a man who adheres to the given name of Gale?
Astarion's off limits by now. At least you guys have learned your lesson by now.
Should it
Right.
be the nature of our acquaintance
Cut
that
his
interests
beard
you,
off?
you may safely classify
tempt me.
Gale and I as friends. Should it be the nature of your present interlocutor that you desire to drag from the dark and unknown, I shall be glad to aid in your quest for illumination and identify myself as Elminster. Elminster Ormar.
Omar.
If this answer satisfies you, let us linger no longer in this limbo of indecision, but settle
this is a
on
lot of
your
words.
knowledge of the individual I seek.
And then I think you could even say, maybe your intelligence is too high or something. Because there is one of the speech checks you can be like, that's a lot of words.
There's so
And
many
he's like,
words.
I'm sorry, let me speak simply.
I'm sorry, you dullard.
Ever a man
You
of
fool.
leisure. Would it pain you greatly to assist me along the little voyage I intend to undertake to this aforementioned camp?
Do we want to go back to camp and see this out, or?
I mean, it's just gonna be a conversation.
Okay.
And I would confirm it to be so. Please.
Yeah, it's just advancing.
He just kidnapped me. I got kidnapped!
Thanks for your
Yep.
Old man kidnapped me!
excellent guidance. Ah.
Oh, fuck off, Gale.
And yonder I spy the object of my pursuit.
This is
Probably
kinda,
hungry.
this is kind of fucked up though, so you might want to just listen, even though we don't care about Gale.
Mm-hmm. Is that his papa?
No.
Boring.
Elminster?
The very same, Gale. And a fair bit miffed he is, too. Finding
Talking in
himself
third person,
forced
cool.
to expose
Yes,
his
he does talk.
best
He's very
pair of
annoying.
Boots to so many miles of country.
Elminster
road on
is the
your
annoying.
I don't understand. How so on my behalf?
I was bid to spare neither time nor my own self to find you.
Ooh.
She sent me, Gale. You know of whom I speak.
But
She's
why?
a fucking god. Why couldn't
Out
she
with
just come
it,
herself?
Elminster. Please.
Lazy bitch.
Young man, has your sojourn away from Waterdeep washed away your decorum as well as your patience?
Uh-huh.
Nigh a 10-day I've gone without honest fare, worthy of the name, drank naught but what the sky entitled my thirst. Why, some bread, cheese, and a cup of wine would appear unto me a feast. Surely you won't begrudge me a mite of rest and repast before I get out with it?
No. Yes, Gale,
And
where's your
kindness that
decorum?
would be. See, Gale, even in these barren parts, the art of hospitality begets inspired new works, if only one keeps up the practice.
Oh, for the love of...
Fine.
To Gale.
I'll turn a deaf
Oh,
ear
for
to
the love of, stop
clarion
talking about your
calls with
fucking
which my
girlfriend.
scornless stomach
I know.
beseeches me. Graver matters are at hand. Plenty to digest, after all.
Oh my god.
A good deal to stew over, if you will. Words ladled with import should be savored so as to better absorb their meaning. Wouldn't you agree?
Elminster.
The child.
Right. You see, that is to
Timers
say...
is kicking in.
Gale,
No,
my
it's just
boy,
what he has to say. Is fucked
I've
up.
come to address a most pressing matter. I'll speak as plainly as I can, forswearing the accustomed frills that decorate my speech.
You definitely have
I'm
way too many
here
frills.
on behalf of Mistra. The message and the charge I bring you are hers.
She could tell me herself.
Oh, Mistra's delicate feet are ill-suited for the hardships of the road.
You know where you went wrong, Gale. No, we needn't dwell on that here and now. But
Well,
even
damn.
so, you're to be given a chance of redemption.
Mistra would consider forgiveness.
She would consider what she considers to be forgiveness. Mistra is aware of the misadventures that have befallen you both. She knows of your strife with the Absolute, that most insidious of evils.
Insidious.
The very
Divine
purpose
intervention,
of
please.
my presence, in a roundabout sort of way. You must know that the Absolute is more dangerous than you can possibly conceive.
I know what I can
It
conceive.
threatens
How dare you?
all who live.
True.
Even
Oh
those
man,
who
he's
are
mansplaining
undying.
at me.
It threatens the gods, the weave, the very fabric of the universe.
Yeah, shockingly enough, I can
itself.
wrap my brain around that. It's not that
why
hard.
I have come here to charge you, Gale, with its destruction. It is Mistra's belief that only you can.
The orb.
Precisely.
His testicle?
Mistra has
orb.
granted me the power to stop the clock, as it were, on the orb's rush.
Okay, so now
to
we don't have to feed him
overpower you.
anymore.
Instead, you will be able to unleash its lethal combustion at will.
He's a
Interesting.
human bomb.
This could be help or hindrance. We shall have to see.
You must find the heart of the Absolute, whatever that may be, and use yourself as the catalyst that will burn it from this world.
Human bomb. Got it.
Yes.
I'm tempted on 3. I'm tempted on 3, but I feel like then he'll leave. So like, I feel like I can't say that. He'll be like, "You don't care about me."
No, indeed. But I think she trusts me too.
No pressure. Yeah, no pressure or
It
anything.
brings me no pleasure saying this, my friend, but such is Mistra's will.
You'll be
Yours
redeemed.
must be the sacrifice that will undo the Absolute. And for your sacrifice, you will be redeemed. Such
In what
is
way?
Mistra's promise.
In the afterlife,
With
I guess?
that, I've said my sorry piece. Need only bestow unto thee the charm I was bid. Istrariel, Idalion, Thras, Annas,
Those are made up words.
You're making that up.
You made that up.
Wait, I wonder, do I
charge
have that?
and charm
Hold
have
on.
been committed into your care.
I don't know if I have that. I
To
might.
you, I commit into care Gale himself.
I don't
I
want
count
it.
on you to shepherd him well.
I
on
don't
this
want it.
strangest of journeys.
I don't want it.
No, I don't have it. I thought I did, but I don't.
On my
I'm not
honor,
gonna.
I'm not sure yet
I
I
just
can say the
it's
same.
so
Like
stupid.
moons
I haven't
make
actually done this. This is one of the
swell
only things I haven't done.
and the
I've never had
nestled
Gil.
seas.
Grow
So
up.
too, the sky-strewn gods ordain the tidal fates of mortal days. And yet, an ocean born in lonely hours, come ebb, come flow, come all that is beyond the breadth of our dominion.
I wish Gale would turn
Be
something else.
a moon unto yourself. Even the waves of fate can break upon the shores of
Goodbye. Oh, he poofed.
Oh yes, he goes away.
Hey, shithead.
An audience with Elminster is never less than memorable. I'd have hoped to introduce you to him in less dire circumstances. But those are hard to come by these days. A wizard doesn't reach
Jeez.
Elminster's age without enjoying...
Oh yeah, we can't go this way. This is Act 2.
Go. Today.
Okay, turning back around. This way. What?
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 What are
What?
you saying?
I was talking to Gail.
What are you saying?
What are you saying?
What are you saying?
What in the back? What is happening? What the fuck
I
is
am-
happening?
Perceiving these very many traps.
Oh, I just kept hearing all the dice rolling. I was like, the fuck? What is happening?
I warn you,
Wait, did I check out
I'm
everything? over there?
exceptionally
Probably not.
well armed.
Listen here, Lady S.
I want to have a word.
Sure.
A friendly. You know, I've had nothing but look over there. Do you see that red? Oh, it's. They have the audacity. Honestly, I was doing them a favor.
Cat of
offering
water?
to... What? No,
It's mine.
of course not. I was merely. Well.
There's a dead rabbit.
Yeah, there's
Why
a-
is everything dead?
The
Yeah.
Society of Brilliance.
Because it's close
asked
to
me to acquire
where you
one
go
of
in
their
Act 2.
row, so they can incubate it, and
Okay,
once
so
it
I shouldn't go
hatches,
this way then.
No,
raise the
do not go that
spawn
way.
in their tradition.
Goading, awaiting.
The society believes a Githyanki raised in a
Crickety,
peace.
crackety, I'm
Hogwash,
stuck on a
of
rockety.
course. A Githyanki can no more
Okay.
rise above its nature
It's like
than
a single hair fucking me in the eye.
Exact-
Don't love it.
Perhaps
I would advise
you'll be
against
well compensated, of course. Just bring me an egg.
it. Call!
Ooh, I hope I can pass this.
Call!
Come on, let's go. Give me money now.
I suppose there is very well.
Give me money now.
Give me money now. Thank you for 200 gold that I'm going
Money, please.
to spend on you.
I trust
Money,
that an
please.
early
Okay,
payment
let's see what
has
this bitch
ensured
has.
Swift action.
Increase your
What
dex
news
by
of
2.
What did I miss? It says I missed some perception thing. What perception?
Probably
Oh!
one of the trap. One of the
Fell
traps,
down. I fell down. What's happening? I fall down.
You fell down?
I fall down.
Don't do that.
Who are you? Oh, man.
I hate this armor though. Like, I absolutely hate what this armor looks like, but it's actually good.
Nom 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 nom.
Wait, I don't need that one, right? Ring of Jumping. Okay, she's in the Underdark. Okay.
It's dinner time.
And that's in the Underdark as well. Okay, so...
I have Pisha.
You have Pisha?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I only need 3 things in all of Act 2. That's crazy. Alright, so I don't need any of these things. I'll get this food. I'll get this food. Get that. Like the disease. What? Like what disease? What did I say? What did I do? What? I don't know what I say anymore. Alopecia? Is that a disease or is that a condition? Technicalities,
Condition.
right? It's a condition, right? Alright. Okay. Alright.
So what do you have, lady?
What do you have, lady? Let's see if this one looks better. Not really. Let's see how this one looks. That is a look. That's for sure. Wow. Wow-wee-wo.
She has more of the Harley Quinn black and white dye. Winter's clutches. Gloves of cinder and sizzle.
Yeah. You used to date a girl with it? With alopecia? Really?
I love Pisha.
Yes, yes.
Cacophony. That's a fun word.
I like cacophony, but I don't need it for my build.
Yeah, I don't either. I have the pale oak.
Yeah.
Cacophony is a fun word, though.
It is a fun word.
I don't think I can sell.
Okay, so we need 4,000 more XP to get to our next level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up.
Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Do I have anything else I want to sell? Really?
Everything.
Everything.
Sell
to
everything
me.
you own.
Scroll of Remove Curse.
That's actually not a bad thing to have.
I have Holy Water, too. I also have Elixir of Heroism, Elixir of Poison Resistance, Oil of Accuracy.
Elixir of Heroism.
Elixir of Fire Resistance. And Drow Poison and Antidote.
Drow Poison's cute.
I thought you said cute.
I said cute.
I know, but at first I thought you said cute. It's cute. It's
Alright,
cute
Karlak
poison.
needs to do strong. Like, he's
Why?
going on a
What's-
motorcycle ride. I'm trying to dress him like the Joker, but nothing is, like, working.
What does Karlak need to do?
This. She needs to do strong.
Oh, up here?
Mm-hmm.
Karlak, can you come be strong? Be strong, Karlak. Be strong.
She said no.
Add bonus.
Maybe not.
Okay. Rolling dice, rolling dice. Oh my gosh.
How come I can't
What a
get
queen.
off of it?
Must have been out of use.
Success!
Time.
Look
Yay! We take the ride. We go on the ride. Whee!
Seek fluid intake
Everyone
immediately.
here? Everyone? No, Karlak. Okay.
Karlak? Did she just say hey ho? She called me a ho. Oh, it's just a
What's
circle.
up, Dave? How you doing? Welcome in.
Oh,
Welcome
this
to the
was-
Renaissance Fair. I think Jack farted because it stinks. Like,
Good
really
morrow. Good morrow. Huzzah!
bad. We did it.
What's over here? Potion of greater healing. 23 gold. Am I stealing? Probably.
Don't
Pilgrim's
blame your
Prayer?
stinkies on Jack. Listen, I would say.
You
it was
got
me.
the tootiest booty. Who's got the tootiest booty? It's Yuti. I don't know who they're praying to, but I'll tell you right now, they're praying to me because I'm taking their shit. Oh no! Failure to survive.
I fail. It's okay. You can do it anyway.
I'm on my way. Can I get apples? No apples for me? Okay. No apples. Oh man.
Hero of a many target.
No, we're all too stupid.
How are you failing it? I've already dug it up.
I'm too stupid! Calm down, sir. Basam. Basam.
Mushroom.
Mushroom, mushroom.
Mushroom, mushroom.
It's a snake.
Oh, snake, a snake. All right.
Amazed we have ever gotten anywhere in this game.
What do you mean?
We're just a snake.
Oh, I mean, we're exploring though.
Exploring.
Exploring.
Ooh, the walls are painted. Ooh, there is stained glass.
It is a temple.
Templar.
A monastery. So you might even say.
Montestery. I did not start a conversation.
No, it
That's
happens
enough.
when you go close.
On your feet.
Oh, they're picking on the little people. The little, are they
This is about
gnomes?
that weapon your friend was talking about. We don't have it, and we don't know shit about it.
Silence! Move!
No. No,
Got a
no,
long
I'm
face, sir.
not going in there. I won't.
No.
R.I.P.
No. They are so skinny.
Anyone want to join her? As I thought. Through the doors. Now! The captain is expecting you.
Oh no, little people.
Little people.
Okay.
A little dead person.
You go explore.
Undead crushed
Go
underfoot.
explore.
Could be a
You
good
go
thing.
explore.
The Dawn Lord certainly knows how to make space.
Well, this is
in
gonna
the
get chaotic
universe.
really fast.
Why?
Well, because I'm just doing stuff. What's up
Well,
here?
I mean, I'm here, but you've never done this, so I'm not.
I'm
gonna.
climbing ropes. Roots, ropes. I'm tall now.
Skeleton.
Within the artifact, a feeling stirs. Uncertainty.
Uncertainty.
Your curiosity is getting the better of you. Do not let it. Stay away from the Githyanki.
Listen,
man.
you're
They're hunting you.
like kind
They
of a
want
bitch.
the artifact. They'll stop at nothing to take it from
No
you.
thing.
Listen, dream visitor.
What do you mean? It's not possible.
Well, some more, longsword.
All the kobolds are in there. That's right.
Do you need a sword?
Hmm?
There's a ceremonial longsword up here.
Yes, there is.
Do you needs it?
No.
Do I needs it?
Yes.
Okay.
I am right outside a door where there's gonna be a fight, so I'm not gonna go in.
I'm sending the sword to Karlak because it cucumbered me. It fallouted me. Okay, so you want me to come back? Ooh. R.I.P. Perception. My perception is Garbaggio. Oh, I'm above you.
Okay. Yeah, you are. Okay.
Okay.
These might not aggro to me.
I smell a trap.
Oh.
Oh.
Grimishkas. Better be careful with any magic. Spells set them off.
Oh, you're fighting the Grimishkas upstairs. Shit. Okay. I have the kobolds downstairs. So.
That kobold reeks of spirits.
Did I just hear a cucumber fell out of somebody? Well, then wouldn't it be a pickle?
Magic around these things is more trouble than it's worth. I won't give in.
I won't give in.
Ow. Fighting me.
Oh gosh, I can see your fight upstairs. That's so funny. I'm concentrating on. I want to concentrate on friends.
Go ahead, cat. Yeah, go ahead, dash. Dash all over. I've taken out 4. So that's fun. I missed? Personally, that's it. I can't see that well. That's good. That one looks mad. I guess I just gotta whack him. Alright, I got 3 left. Ow, fucker. Bitten by cats. It's not a cute sound.
Very well.
Like this cat.
And then
Gotta go smack another cat.
over here.
Don't mind me, I'm smacking cats.
Then go
Okay,
down.
they're at the same level. Okay. 2 cats dead. Smack a cat. Oh, I missed? Offensive. I see all the numbers below me and it's so funny because like I'm just like, what
There's
happened?
lots of explosions down here.
Go ahead, bite. I know you want to bite me. Figure it out. You can do it. Yep. There you go. Fucking cat.
Just see the cloud of vines.
Alright. No, but I murdered a bunch of cats. And I'm gonna take their tails.
Still breathing.
Yes,
They're probably
Grimishka
just
tails are
still
actually, yeah. You need them for
What do I have
alchemy.
to lose?
Well, good news. I'm collecting a bunch.
Good.
We got tails for days. Ooh, diluted oil of sharpness. Give me your tails, dead cats. Mugwort. I've already checked this cat, right? You need help down there?
I think I'm okay.
I'm encumbered, so I'm gonna send these tails back to camp. That sounds really weird. I thought I sold this stuff to what's her face, but okay, I'm just gonna send stuff. Also, I gotta send my teapot to camp. Goodbye, teapot. And my boots to camp. Don't need shoes. Do I look like I need shoes?
I can't even catch my breath.
Oh, so stupid.
Shall we dance?
You can blame it all on me.
Nice. Fall asleep.
A better position.
Time to push my
No
luck
longer
again.
cucumber.
No longer
Ooh.
cucumber? How's my Monday been? My Monday has not been bad.
Made a grave mistake.
Work was okay, which was, you know,
Why? Work was terrible because they wouldn't let you nap.
also that too. I couldn't take a nap at work.
Pretty offensive.
But I got my Sanic. My Sanic and my stream.
Sanican stream. Sanican stream.
Did you ever tell the tea of work? The other day, yeah.
Worth the cost.
Y'all. You missed the tea. Do you want to hear the tea?
The depravity.
Would you like me to repeat that tea? Doesn't matter either way. Wow, are you implying that you don't want the tea? Is that what you're implying right now?
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
I like how I'm just gonna slowly bludgeon this weapon. With my
What are
3
you
hits at a time.
Anything of use?
Barricade. The door's locked and I don't have any lockpicks.
That you don't want me to have to repeat myself? Okay. Yeah, nice save. Sure.
Sure. Hey, I'm sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Already set. Okay.
It's been a long day.
Oh, so I could have gone in that way
I need
too.
to rest soon.
Okay. Well,
You don't need to
noted.
rest soon. You just need to get some heals. Chill.
I need to jump over here. Jump.
Miss.
Jump.
Miss. Who you missy?
What?
Who you miss missy?
What? What?
What?
What? What?
What?
What? You're cucumbered! This
I
is
am.
not Fallout. What are you doing?
I am not going to be cucumber for long.
Likely story.
Until I get cucumber again.
You said you came in door. This is a fucking window.
I did. Come in window.
Kobold! Oh, they're so cute.
Thought you're gonna get a Korok. It's the
Clorox?
luck of the draw. Clorox? Clorox bleach.
Bleach?
Bleach.
Oh, I can see the dead cats through the roof. Wait for me.
No.
It won't let me. I want to climb up these. It says fuck
You can't. You jump across.
Don't want to jump. I want
You
to
have to
climb.
jump.
Don't want to jump.
An ad break is
Jumping
starting
so
in 2
exhausting.
minutes, chat.
Oh my goodness. Are you saying we're going to get sick?
An ad break?
Yeah. Outbreak. It's illness.
Not outbreak.
Wow,
Don't
wow,
be silly goose.
Wow. Look it. This is where I did murders.
Oh, good job doing murder.
Dead cats. Rusty longsword.
Sword.
I'm using this dirt mound. Ew.
It's in here,
Oh.
isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's right here.
Woodon chase. Ooh. I found money.
Money.
Money peas. Money peas.
Ad starts in 1 minute.
It's like a gift Yankee, if the armor is anything to go by.
But what if it didn't?
Well, what if?
What if?
Oh, okay. You here? Okay, good. To answer the question, yes, you want to know. So, we've had so much tea happen in the past like couple weeks. I don't even know where to start. So
Enough sitting around. Let's go hurt someone.
Our Virginia stores are currently shut down because the law enforcement in a particular area in Virginia have gotten frustrated because they can't tell the difference between legal and illegal flowers. And so they've decided we can't tell the difference, and it's too expensive for us to like get everything tested and stuff. So we're just going to start raiding stores that sell flowers, and we're just gonna start taking their product off the shelf. And we have 4 stores in Virginia. So our Virginia stores are currently closed. So that's stressful because that's 4 locations that we're not getting money from.
I jump up here.
Where are you trying to jump?
Up here. I jumped down to open the chest, and now it's like, no.
Oh, you may have to go all the way back around now.
But the door's locked, I can't open it.
Okay, I guess I will come over to you then.
Hold on, can I jump over here? No.
None of these are climbable?
Oh, wait, no, I can do it.
Okay, good.
I can jump right here.
Okay, good.
Oh.
So that was the first thing. The second thing was, so somebody filed a sexual harassment case against somebody else, and before we could even investigate and like look into it, this person just like quit on the spot and was like, fuck you guys, fuck this place. Like, all you care about is money and blah, blah, blah. Like, basically, like, he basically quit before he was able to be investigated for sexual harassment. So that's another thing. And then we have a truck. We have, like, a mobile dispensary truck. And we had to fire somebody for stealing from that. And that was all in one day. Those 3 things were all in one day. And then 2 days after that, the girl, Reagan, who I replaced, like, she got promoted and I took the executive assistant position. She got into a fight with Zach. Like, she got into, like, an argument with Zach, and she fucking walked out and quit. So.
Bird?
Yeah, Bird. You want to... Oh, I can speak with animals, I guess.
Well, Harlock can, but I think it's gonna default to me.
I mean, I guess just you can just listen to the conversation.
Birds!
Intruder! In my nest!
Me too, buddy.
Intruder! Meant to be safe! Savior, get behind Mummy!
I hate that I don't have animal speak because I'm a fucking druid, so like...
I know. Is your work toxic or just some bad apples? My boss is a dick.
Xavier! Don't
Sometimes.
talk to it. It might have germs.
Sometimes he's
she
not.
definitely has germs. She's got germs for sure.
Sometimes he's not. But he's usually just a dick. But I mean, I work in the fucking weed industry, and you know, people apply and they're like, I want to work in a fucking weed store, and then they show up and they're like, wait, like,
ground on fire.
I actually have to work? Huh? Yeah.
Are you setting the ground on fire? Okay.
Yeah, because they'll entangle you. So, like, people, like, think that this is just some cushy job, whatever.
With suspicion.
And so they show up and, like, they have to work and they have to sell and they have sales goals and, you know, like, it's not just showing up to work at the weed store, you know? So, yeah, a lot of times people fuck off or they get fired for stealing vapes. You know? Did you ever have any Planet K stores around you? Doesn't sound familiar now.
The rascal seems satisfied, but keeps a watchful eye on you.
I want to hug it.
We need the hammer that is in his nest. Right there.
Oh.
We need that, yeah.
Can I... As Karlak.
Alright, you talk to her as Karlak, and I'm gonna try to sneaky sneak.
Karlak is no help.
Great. Love that for us.
What if I just try and take it? Oh, Bird doesn't like you now.
No, but it's not...
Oh, you're not friends with Bird anymore.
aggressive. Starian is still hidden. Well, shit.
Hide the babies.
Well, shit.
I'll
Make me
strike
murder
you
birds.
down.
I'm not sure that you can avoid it.
Sleep. I don't have anything to go to sleep, but what if we did?
Oh, you know what? I didn't think of it until after. I could have tried Mage Hand, but I'm not sure that would have worked either way. The regional smoke shop in Texas? No, I can't say I've heard of the name.
Ancient, and I'm murdering it. This is a crime against all animals.
Listen, he will murder us in a heartbeat,
I'm
okay?
okay with that.
I
okay
don't
with
want to
being
be murdered. I'm not okay with that. I'll never understand people think jobs aren't supposed to be, you know, jobs anymore. Well, I mean, in the industry I work in, people expect for it to be very easygoing, which it is. It is. It's a very relaxed industry, but like, you do still have to do work. You do still have to sell. Do work. But yeah, you're right.
Your job has entitled people.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. This isn't really tea, but this was just kind of whatever. We had 15.
Was that Gail's
15 call-outs today. It was 85 here in Tennessee today, but we had 15 call-outs today. I know I'm moving around a lot, but I literally have a course
doesn't
on,
ring a
guys,
bell.
so.
All right. Whoa, now he's got a. What's he going to do?
Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. I got your reference.
Tell him to pick the right one. Well, better yet, I'll do it. Fucking wizards, man. They always need help picking the simple, obvious option. If Mistra can't think of another way to stop the Absolute than sacrificing
I actually
Gale,
can't.
she's
like,
no god
well, I mean, I
worth
can, but not
worshipping.
easily.
I'll say that to Gale in, you know.
Y'all wenches. Well, we were talking about how we miss going to cons and all that kind of stuff.
Where would you
and
start?
we talked about Ren fairs, and then we were like, oh my gosh, we should do like a little Ren fair on stream, and it'll be fun and it'll be cute, whatever. So we're in our Renaissance fair garb.
I hope.
Oh, whoa,
God, we better find a way.
Whoa.
But I mean, yeah, I guess I'm a wench.
Have to keep going. Looks to be a powerful weapon. I wonder if it was used on the Githyanki nearby.
Dead birds make me sad.
I'm sorry. I tried to be a sneaky, and then it just didn't sneaky.
Sneak no sneak. You no
Sneaker,
snuck.
no sneaker.
No snucking.
Sneaker, no sneaking. Alright, so we got... So you have what? The longsword? I have the hammer and the mace. So we just need the last piece. Okay. Left some saucy wenches talking smack. I don't know why. I approved wench, and then I had to reapprove wenches. Like, it's just the plural of the word I just fucking approved. Twitch. Alright, so this is the only problem. Is that I don't remember where the last piece is. So we're gonna have to explore for a little bit. Because I actually don't remember.
You remembered how to murder a bird.
I mean, listen, I tried to sneak.
No, this is just your MO. You kill birds, you know?
I do kill birds, but I was trying to sneak while you were talking.
Oh, it's my fault. I was talking and ruined your sneaking.
You did.
I see how it is.
You did this. You did this to the birds.
It's my fault. I did it to the birds.
You did
I
this.
don't... Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's your fault that the moose want to kill you.
That is probably true.
This is likely accurate.
Oh, for a skeleton key.
Up. Ew. Something blood. Gross. Gross. That's gross.
Pan. Thank you. Give me this butt. Thank you.
Can't read. You're a woman. Women are illiterate.
Luckily, I'm playing as a Starian.
Oh, well, there's that. At least there's a man in our party.
At least there's a man to be able to
The
do all
birds, I know, Kai.
all the heavy lifting and reading.
There's this freaky door.
Listen, stop like feeling bad for the birds and shit. They literally wanted to kill us, okay?
But only because we were bugging their nest. There's an
I was
enchanted
just
door over
trying
here.
to get the...
Is it in here? Is it? Is it in here?
The enchanted door?
Yeah, is it in the enchanted door?
It might be. I really don't remember. Like, I remember that one is upstairs, up in the bird's nest. I remember the other one's in the guy's dead body, which I got.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I bet you do remember the dead birds. I bet you do. That might be worth it.
Now I'm gonna kill every single bird that I find in this game. I'll be right back. I'm gonna teleport to the Druid's Grove and kill all those birds, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna kill my favorite bird? Of course you will.
Breathe deep and move.
Fuck this. Oh, slashing damage. Hey, you got bludgeon damage, right?
Yeah.
Come knock this wall down.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why?
What do you mean, why?
What do you mean, why?
What do you mean, why?
I'm coming. I'm very slow. I'm coming.
I have slashing damage.
No, I have bludgeoning.
R.I.P. to the door I used to be.
We're walking very slow, but we're coming.
Oh no, we're on our way, oh no.
We're coming.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Time to rest.
Harley has an axe, so she can't do...
You can't do big smashies?
Yeah, she can't do smash.
Can't do big smash.
This one.
I mean, can't reach destination. Just fucking walk over here.
Walk over. That's right. You beat that wall down with your big old sledgehammer.
My magical sledgehammer. It doesn't even exist.
Wow! 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 What's in here?
Faith spell.
Oh, that's fun.
Real faith to have lasted this long.
Ooh, a mirror. What does this mirror do?
Cute.
Oh. What? Well, that was one way to deal with that. Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. I'm like, sure. Like, Acid. Boop.
Really?
Aw. Again.
Critical miss.
Really? 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 Homeboy has one fucking hit point, and it's like, critical miss.
He said the goodbye.
Look at all these dead bodies. Oh my goodness. Skeletons. Open. You taking a nap?
Yeah.
Is it nap time?
Just a little miniature death over here. It's fine. If only you knew another girl to stream with that was a redhead. The Sanderson sisters?
Another step forward.
Do I know? I mean, Victoria is a redhead, but she would never stream with me. She's so cool. She's so cool. I mean, somebody could dye their hair.
A wig.
Or somebody could wear a wig.
Come on, open up.
I have wigs. Also, I have green. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say Yaga also has green hair, so there's also that.
That's the door we just came out of. Why
I know.
Are you trying to...
First of all, I don't know why I'm doing it instead of Astarion, because yet again,
I don't know either.
I click on him and he's just like, nah.
Let's crack it open.
He's not interested, okay? He's got other
You'll
things
be
to do.
Winifred? Driver.
Lilith? We'll
You
put it
gotta-
on Lilith. We'll do it.
You gotta help me convince Chaos to get Elden Ring on PC so he can do the bingo with us. Because he's like, I have it on PlayStation. And it's like, nobody cares.
All right. What now?
Say that again. Oh my
Need to find a way
god.
forward.
Were you really not listening to me? I said you have to help me convince Chaos to get Elden Ring on PC so that he can play bingo with us.
That's not what she said. She said she hates birds, and she has to kill them all.
That's exactly what I said, yeah.
Told you. She's a birderer. Heard it here first.
Mm-hmm.
There is a long history of birdering.
I birder all the birds.
Facts. You may be saying, what? What is this atrocity you speak of? And,
Where's
some
the
trusted
ceremonial sword?
Where are
Oh,
you? Where am
Karlak
I?
has it.
Yeah, where am I? Where are you?
No, how am I'm supposed to be responsible for you too? No. Birds aren't
Monastery's
real.
Notable keeper, Lathendarian monasteries.
I can try.
Size with
You
the
gotta
wide
try
consecration of the monastery,
the most.
conducted by Dawn
The
Master
most
Seed.
extra. I probably should have let you solve this, but oops.
Well, I'm assuming they line up with the stained glass, like.
Yes. But it's this one right here, the one that's broken. That's the hard one to figure out, and that's the piece that I don't remember where it is.
It's obviously where we haven't been yet.
Obviously.
Clearly.
So throw the. Hello? Oh, Astarion has it.
Hello?
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 Okay, throw this.
Oh, my survival failed. Oh, there we go.
Okay. This one I think is the X.
Astarion has boo-boos.
Boo-boos?
He's got boo-boos. You gotta kiss his boo-boos.
Oh, I will kiss his boo-boos.
I was getting concerned for a moment.
Don't be gross.
I'm not being gross! You're being gross!
I did it!
I'm a cucumber.
I did it! I solved puzzle! I'm so smart! I solved the puzzle! I'm so smart!
And I give. And I give.
And I give it all away. And I
I'm
give.
giving Astarion stuff.
And I give.
Oh, I got a feather fall. And a door.
A feather fall?
Feather fall. Fall. I guess I don't need to carry so many carafes of water on me. I have a lot.
Something good.
I also have a obscene amount of. Oh, I have a potion of Featherfall too. Look at me, I got Featherfall and I got a potion of Animal Speak. Damn it, I could have used that!
Oh, you know what we can do?
Cry.
I mean, that too. If you have Featherfall, we can enter the Underdark through the Spider Cave.
Hmm. Oh, through the big hole?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Alright, ready to go?
Remember the time I almost threw Astro in the hole?
I do.
But he like glitched out?
Yeah. And he hovered like over nothingness. I do remember that. That was funny.
That was really funny.
I also remember the first time that I voluntarily jumped down the hole because I was like, oh look, it says jump. And I killed a Starion.
Wow.
Because he just plummets to the bottom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, this one? No? Oh, I'm like in a tree. This is fine.
Alright,
press
let's
You did
go.
it?
I did it.
I thought we were missing one.
No, I did it. I found it.
Where did you find it? I only see 3 things.
Yeah, I don't know why this one is, like, not there. It's there. Like, this one right here, I threw it. See, like, it says, like, if you search, the Warhammer is here. See? There it is.
Huh.
Yeah, it's
Weird.
there. It's literally, like, I don't know. It's here. It's right here. I don't know. Alright, let's go.
Broken.
It is broken. I don't know why Baldur's
used the
Gate is
stained
broken.
glass?
Monastery's notable keepers adorn these intricate panels.
Okay, where go? What
We
do?
go to
Where
Crash. We go to Crash.
We're going to crash at Crash. Crash.
We're going to Crash.
Crash at the Crash. Crash at the Crash. Crash, crash, crash. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Oh, that's a good System of a Down song.
It is. I swear to God. Trying to climb down.
Let's see what this
And
does.
it's like, no. No.
No.
Ah, no. Can you climb? Beesh!
Wait. I have the crest.
Within the artifact, a feeling stirs. Uncertainty.
Me in frog
Wait, I have
well.
Your curiosity is getting
I have the
better of you.
crest. I have the Dawnmaster's crest.
Do
Why
not
can't-
let it. Stay away from the Githyanki.
What am I missing? What am I missing?
They're
What am I
hunting
missing?
you. They want the artifact.
I have the crest. the
They'll stop at
Dawnmaster's
nothing
crest.
to take it from you.
We opened the gate. We did the puzzle. What am I missing?
What's in here?
Maybe we shouldn't have killed those birds.
No, birds have nothing to do with it. I'm sorry to break it to you.
No!
Can I go this way? Can I go this way? Can I go this way? Can I go any of these ways? Alright, can I go this way?
Finishing my pizza.
This way? This way? Alright, so if I go here, and then here.
But on every glow.
Because this is clearly... Yeah. Okay, so this is, yeah, okay. So how do we get in here? How do I open this door? Why can't I remember how to open this door? What's up, Phoenix? How you doing?
You are supposed to be the Grand Master.
I know, but I don't, like, what am I missing? Because here's the
Tell you what
door.
I'm missing, but you don't want to hear it.
Okay, go here, go there. Go up here. Go around. Okay, so that goes over here.
Wobbity wobbity.
How's things?
Wobbly wobbly.
Phoenix, it's good to see you. Alright.
There's a hair in front of me, and I can't. Ow! I can see it, but I can't see it.
DJ does deserve it. She's one of the OGs here. Okay.
I tried jumping, it wouldn't let me.
Alright, my brain is literally like, what the actual fuck right now?
Brain go brrr. What a good quote.
Busy adulting? Yeah, it be like that sometimes, huh?
Wobbledy wobbledy.
So much adulting.
Where's my hoodie?
What?
Hoodie! Why?
Hold on. Sometimes I don't want adult, yeah. Nearly screamed. I saw the diamond. She did. She was very excited. I know. She was like, Pink, no! I was like, DJ, yes.
This way? Come on, this way. What do I go this way?
Oh, I found it. Oh my god.
I'm coming down.
Yes, go down and then around.
Oh.
So go here. Oh, you're coming. You got it. You got it. You're going. I see you. I see you. I see your dots.
I was trying to play sounds on my stream deck, but apparently they're freaking out. They're not working.
Didn't stop smiling the whole day.
But it's unacceptable.
Makes me happy that those kinds of things make you guys happy. I'm listening.
I'm personally upset. I'm not ignoring you. I'm playing a game. God.
God.
And also, my fucking shit's not working. So I'm like sad and stressed and sad. God. But
The OG Final Fantasy VII. I've never played a Final Fantasy game. I'm thinking about getting the remakes.
We have to fire the lance. These. Oh, I know what I did. Big Sag, yeah, I'm Big Sag. I wanted to hit Hootie, but I couldn't. It said no working. Big Sag.
Are you kidding me?
I like green.
How do I put this back?
Smack. I mean... What? ¿Qué? ¿Qué tú es madre?
I left my fucking thing.
Thing?
No, I don't know. I don't know the word that I'm looking for.
Okay.
I left my toolbar unlocked, and I accidentally somehow fucking took a thing off. Like, I took a button off, and I don't know how to put it back.
Oh. I am not helpful. Considering my stream deck's not working. How many texts did I get from... Oh my god! I have 60 text messages!
Well, you did tell him to live react it.
Whoa, bro. His live reacting to stuff is so fucking funny to me.
Don't touch me.
He literally, live streamed, but he's like, there wasn't that many raiders, what the fuck? Jelly mold people. Like, bro, emergency alarm is blaring. Yeah, jelly mold. It's jello cake, which sounds awful to me, honestly.
You just don't
Mixing
have,
jello and cake?
You just don't have the palate for it. It's fine. Not all of us can be civilized, you know?
Okay. 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 Yeah, nothing screams civilized like murdering innocent birds!
Well, how else am I supposed to get my chicken meat?
Listen, I know about you cutting down trees and taking birds out from the sky.
That bird asked for it?
I don't think it did.
Oh, it did.
I don't think it did.
Oh, it did. It was like, please, please take me out of my misery.
Is that why you screamed when it happened?
Yes, because I was forced to commit murder against my will.
But you hate Will.
I do hate Will.
See?
That's a good Yankee blade if ever I saw one.
Alright, I have to figure out how to put my thing
Still
back.
breathing, despite everything.
My Sharona? My begonia?
My Sharona.
Oh my god, why do you hate Will?
Because he's the
You don't even know who Will is!
You don't need to know who Will is to know he's the fucking worst.
Bunch of haters. Drinking that haterade,
No time for mercy.
as the kids call it. Do you need help?
No. I'm still trying to get my thing back on my hotbar.
I thought you were just like needing to beat the door down.
No.
A long road ahead.
Oh, because Pink had your back, now you also hate Will. Okay. Your loyalty is swayed so easily.
Well, because, you know, Will's just so hateable that you don't even need to know him personally to just be like, bro.
Sentry storms!
You're like, I don't know why I hate him. I just hate him.
But I know him, and I am allowed to hate him because I know him.
Yeah, but you're still like, I don't have a legitimate reason to hate him. I just do.
My legitimate reason is fuck Will.
We
Okay,
are aware.
well.
And it is dire. But of late we've been distracted.
At least with Gale, it's like, okay,
Perhaps
there's
the
100%
news you
valid
bring will
reason.
change
Gale
Inquisitor
is just
Wargaz's mind.
basically
Seek the
like,
Inquisitor
I tried to
within.
cheat on my
Step
girlfriend
lightly,
with
Istat.
magic.
He's not
No,
known
10
and
are
she was a
turn-based
goddess.
combat, 12 MO. 13's turn-based, pretty but really linear. Not open world. 14's the MMO. 16, I know 14's MMO, and then I've seen 15 is the boy band road trip one or whatever.
Yishvarag.
Yeah, I think the remake would be what I would start with.
Where are we going? What are we doing? I need to get the
heard they're
Eggman.
making us
Has
join the patrol
something I
soon.
Yep,
need.
we're going to
The
the
search must be going
hatchery.
badly.
Well, first of all, we're getting this.
Your love commentary? Wow.
Who's commentary?
We're
Who's
checking.
Terry? Who's Terry?
He's commentary. He's calming him down.
I got gun holsters on. No, it's a corset. It's a corset. Because it's our it's a rent
continue.
fair. It's a digital rent fair. Hi, creature. How are
So-
you?
Ugh, blood, rust, scar,
Bougie?
This is
and an odious
so funny.
substance
Is
not
it
smeared
bougie?
on this delivery. I'd heard this plane was disgusting, but I didn't think it would be like
I'm never
this.
gonna look at Pickles the same after that show.
Terry Crews. Oh, Terry Crews.
Air sweep.
So keen to extol their virtues, you can pay accordingly.
Maximus Sad Boy. Mad Boy? They're all scared. Bitches.
Those. Route 44, of course. What I have in the massive goblet, same as always, same as every day, Pinky. The dirty Dr. Pepper. Creature, how you been? Feel like we don't see you as much, which is okay.
Some cult
I always like,
ass shit.
I feel bad. Like I'm always like, oh, I feel like I never see you anymore, and then people are always like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. But really, that's just me being like, hey, I've noticed that you don't love me anymore.
Listen, the close-up on the chicken was one of my favorite parts of the entire show. And then after the credits, like, there's clucking. It was just so funny.
Working. Terry's Terry. If you don't know Terry, you will learn. It's true.
And he had the baby legs to the chest from the jump gun. That was really good. Baby legs! War Chicken said dirty DP.
No.
He said it.
I refuse. I refuse. Yeah, Dirty Dr. Pepper. Have you heard of it, creature? It's pretty good. It's
Dirty Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper with sweet cream and coconut and lime.
Lime.
Yeah.
Only if they have sweet cream.
Yes, which clearly they do, because I got it.
They did
All
it
right.
the time before.
On your way then.
That's true. I am going to run to camp to grab shit out of my box. The
Shit
Fanta
box.
with the streak. Yeah. Well, sometimes
Shit
I'm watching or listening while doing other things. You're playing games. Oh, so that's fine. That's fine. And that's, again, like I said, I always feel bad when I'm like, oh, I haven't seen you, because I don't want people to be like, oh my god.
Nyogi.
I didn't go to stream, but now she's mad. When it's more just like, oh, hey, good to see you again.
Oh, hey, hi, hello.
Like, some people disappear for, like, years at a time, and I'm always like, oh my god, did you die?
But did you die?
Like, if Chaos is here, Chaos will know who I'm talking about. But, like, where the fuck is JM? JM just disappeared.
Yeah,
off
some
the
people
face of
just,
the
like,
earth.
disappeared.
Yeah. And we were like, where did he go?
And, like, without... And, like, okay.
Not that you have... Like, not that you owe anybody an explanation. Or not like you're like, hey, I've decided I'm going off the internet for 6 months.
Oh, it's
but
just
like,
curiosity.
Yeah.
It gets that way, like, everybody knows.
Can confirm.
Astro
Did die.
disappears. Sometimes you just don't see him for periods of time. He just vanishes into the
Fine.
ether.
Your paraphernalia had better be pristine.
Oh, you're
And we're like, okay, goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever. Auf Wiedersehen. Okay,
Astro
I got my vital
disappears
boot.
because he hates me. It's fine. I understand.
There was a period of time where he disappeared for so long that we were like, he could be dead, and we're just not aware. And then we were like, maybe he was kidnapped by the cartel.
The cartel. Is there a high cartel activity in Puerto Rico?
I don't know. Maybe.
I should
They
know
could
that
always
you
use
knew
a doctor,
something.
though. They could
Picture,
always
thank
use a
you for the
doctor,
alert.
though. You know,
That's true.
makes
The
sense.
cartel just like kidnaps the doctor and makes them do their dirty cartel work.
Yeah, it makes sense. So that's why I was like, he
Just
could
2,000
be.
gold still.
He could.
Got a ghost buggy. Nice.
Oh, I when I put that hat on, I took my ancients. There we go. That's better. I need that. Okay, I got vital boots from her, which were an option. So
What's your
I got my
step?
vital boots.
Yeah.
All
right, so now
what do I look like with all my stuff on?
touche.
I should probably dye my stuff.
Don't die.
I don't think I've green. I died.
Don't die.
Look at this me with clothes on. Are you appalled?
Disgusting. All right,
Look
so
at- I gotta
these
dye them green though.
all
They're
need
not-
to go
they're
to
not right.
Astarion.
I'm gonna go to camp real quick so I can get my dye.
So you can die? I literally just said don't die. Like,
Die a little bit
you
every
don't
day,
even
okay?
listen
Deal
to
with it.
me.
I'm gonna
You're not
tell you
even
something now.
listening.
I don't listen to anybody. I don't listen to my husband. Why would I listen to anyone else?
Because I am not your husband. I am your duo partner.
That's
I am
fair.
more important.
More
we
importante?
need to have strong communication in this relationship.
More importante.
Did you hear that, War Chicken? Know your fucking place, okay?
Well, look what he said in chat.
Fucking facts. Yes, know your place. Her duo partner is more important.
No, he's like, she doesn't listen to
Pink
me
is
for
not your
shit. I
husband. She
don't.
is your wife. Exactly. I'm your internet wife.
Everybody needs one. If you don't
Everybody
have-
needs
Ah!
one.
Baby! Why is baby? Why is baby? I hate it. I don't like the baby. I don't like it. Where the fuck is our chest? Like, it's
You can just get it. Can't you just? Oh, it's different on thing. We have
It
a
says
button
they're-
now. Yeah.
They're
Are they invisible?
They're invisible. Why
Yeah.
are they invisible?
That happens very, very rarely. That's happened to me before.
I hate it. Okay, we're gonna do swamp green, and then let's do. Where is it? Why am I not seeing it?
Oh shit!
There it
I
is.
didn't want to go this way.
Please,
I
I can explain.
Listen.
Well, the
I'm
latest batch of
basically a
cultists
wild
knew
animal.
nothing
Okay,
of the
I
astral
can't be
prism.
tamed.
They
It
were
is
just
what it
trying to
is.
find Moonrise. They all head there.
Good
have so
night,
many
DJ.
scrolls on me.
Good.
British have drafted
Good luck
plans
on your
to
test
assault
tomorrow.
the tower.
Please let me
They
know
are ready to
how
fight.
you think you
Try.
did.
We could sift the missing artifact from the
Good
tower's
night,
ashes
DJ.
if you would give us.
Quiet. Find the astral prism, Therazin.
Find the astro prism.
Yes, Chirai.
There.
Find the astro prism.
What are you on about?
Do as she
The
says.
astro prism.
She remains your Kithrak.
Astro legs feet.
For
What do you want
now.
about?
The astro prism. Good night, DJ. DJ, don't forget we're doing a little extra bonusy stream tomorrow to play some Elden Ring because Huey asked me to.
Called me a zombie deer?
Who's a zombie deer?
Apparently I am, according to War Chicken. Why do I have so much shit?
I didn't think I realized this.
What? You didn't think you realized? Excuse?
No, the wolves are eating the little people that we saw.
Oh.
I don't think I realized that before, is what I'm saying. If it's after 8, I will be here. Okay, DJ.
So. Oh. Ooh, what do you do?
Pale green dye. Here, I'll give to you. You can see. Maybe you like.
Maybe I like.
Maybe you like.
Maybe I like.
Maybe you like.
Let me see. Ooh, what is this?
What time zone? I'm Eastern, so it is just about 11.
That is not green.
What is it?
Your disobedience
pale teal.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Savage.
What the fuck? See, that's what I'm saying. Like the dyes, like they're not the colors they say they are sometimes.
I think it's men doing it and they're colorblind.
Oh, great. Is my boss designing this?
Sometimes very graceful, sometimes just locked yourself into a car. Remember the time I fell out of the car?
That checks out. You two are Eastern?
Oh, I went to get out of the car and I got my leg stuck on my purse and I fell out of the car.
Honestly, that doesn't surprise me at all.
I didn't realize that my leg, I guess, was through the strap of my purse, and my purse got stuck on the car seat at because it was on the floor.
The car seat?
Well, the seat in the car.
Oh.
Car seat. And I went to get out, and it literally lassoed my leg, and I fucking fell. This was 2 years ago.
Okay, this is the hatchery. So, what do you need here?
The guy, let me see.
You need the guy, the whole guy?
I need the whole man.
He's over here.
Don't question it. I need Varshkoku's boots.
Yeah, he's over here.
Acquired from Varshkoku in the Hatchery of the Crash, Yalek.
Yes.
Player must either kill him or persuade him to hand over the egg by promising to take responsibility for it.
Okay. What would you like to do?
This is Boon. I can try and convince him.
Oh, you posted tattoo pictures and a video. I won't watch the video while I'm on stream, but I'm gonna look at the pictures really quick.
Allowed to ask if she is okay.
Oh my god, Nikki, they're so cute.
Where you at? What you doing? Jump!
Your tattoo artist does really good with color. I think I said that last time.
Jump!
That man's specific boots. Yes, we're going to chop his feet off and take them right off of his feet.
I would. Better than chopping his head off.
Is it though?
Maybe.
Are you over there?
Okay, go sleep, good night.
Oh. Car just got yeeted. Holy shit.
Where are you? Are you the one I need? Yes. Hello.
You can tell Kithrak Therazin that my position has not changed. The egg
Vash
requires more
Kuku.
time. Furthermore,
look at his glasses. Those are cool.
I was not expecting
like he knows things.
He does look like he knows things. It's true.
Almost
I came here to steal an egg. Could you imagine?
We await.
I'm here to commit thievery.
Which is taking its time.
It'd be funny if he's like, I appreciate your honesty. You can have the egg.
But I shall.
It's like, oh, all right. Here you go.
In that shell.
You note that the hope in his voice is tinged with weariness.
Why are you bloody?
It's the voice of a man who's fought the
killed a bunch of
inevitable
cats
for a long time.
Yeah, that'll make you bloody.
Okay, add my bonus.
Hold on, do
my
I have any?
charm. I've got charm.
Okay. I was gonna say
So-
if I can give you friends, but apparently I can't.
Yeah, I've got double dice and
And you failed.
how, man? How? I'm a failure.
Because this
Okay.
game is cruel.
Doing one reroll.
This game's cruel,
There we
mistress.
go. Mistra?
Mistress.
Not all that arrive late are weak.
We might not
I
have to
created this
jump in,
entire
Phoenix,
hatchery,
but it's more fun that
despite
way.
being the last of
Plus
my
XP,
class.
right?
late.
Right? XP?
They almost
Do it
drowned
all
me
for
in
the
hatching
XP? That's how that song by System of a Down
It
goes.
Do it all
Vash
for
of
the
my
XP.
For the
So
XP.
you can take something
For you can
and
take
shove it
those
up your
levels
banana.
and stick it up your... Yeah. Good old System of a Down.
I've got situational and charm.
Yes, you should have
guidance.
double dice. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. If I fail this, why even play anymore?
Chop Suey's about XP? Yeah. Well, no, it's, I did it all for the XPs. Come on, the XPs.
What do you know
So
about
I
this
can
Yankee
take that
child,
XP
really?
They're frogs.
and
so
stick
you
it
feed
up
them
your
bugs.
Have to due for an
levels.
inspection any
And
day
stick
now.
it up your
And if
levels.
she sees it here, tell me, what will you do
Phoenix,
if I entrust it to you?
Actually, it's not Limp Bizkit. Every song ever is made by System of a Down. Every song that's ever made ever is made by
Do you
System
think the
of a Down.
Sword Coast is littered with creches? That you found this, but you've a spirit of... Very well.
So that stemmed from me not knowing what a particular song was, and I was really convinced that it was System of a Down, and chat made fun of me really, really, really meanly because I didn't know that it was System of a Down.
Noted. Do another jumpy jump.
And the red cap, but I ain't heard that rendition. Yeah, it's all about that XPs.
Large green egg with you can see a vague outline of
Are you gonna steal it?
something within it.
I'm not stealing it. He said I could have it.
Oh. Crush the egg! No, don't crush the egg.
It's a gas thing here, so it's gonna not be fun for me.
Gingerly. Alright, so did you get his boots?
No. Can I? Beach, I need you to... I can't jump.
Why?
Otherworldly miasma.
Oh. Yeah.
So now I'm... What? Karlak! What are you doing?
Karlak.
It smells awful in here.
The fuck?
They were so great. System of a Down drove away the competition. Yeah, so they were just, you know.
Oh, I might also because I'm encumbered. Did he give me his shoes? Okay, so these are aesthetic services don't affect you. Okay, so let me put these on really quick.
Fucking seriously. It's only
Karlak
a 10.
is
Like,
a
are you
fucking
joking with
menace.
me right now?
Here, let me give these to Asterion, because he can use that.
There's no way.
Let
If I fail
me-
this 4 times in a row, I'm done. Oh, jeez.
Give some of these to Karlak. Trying to get my weight down so I'm not encumbered.
Same. Oh, yeah, no, in the game. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
I've given up on that. I'm just meant to be rotund.
Rotund. Good word.
Rotund.
Here goes nothing.
There's nothing to do about it. Okay. Why is it saying I'm, like, heavily I shouldn't be encumbered, though. Is it because I have the egg? Should I give it to Karlak?
You're heavily encumbered. Holy.
Yeah. Should I send it to Cam?
How much does the fucking egg weigh?
Can I?
40 pounds, yeah.
Should I? Okay, I'm gonna send it to Cam.
Y'all.
Okay. Now I should be able to jump, right? Now I still can't jump. Why can't I jump?
Ugly.
Why can't I jump?
Are you still in the miasma?
I'm not in anything. Fuck it, I've got acidic boots on. I should be able to walk through here.
Yeah.
Warlock less so.
She'll live. She's tanky.
What's inside?
Perugly in chat. I hate that Pokemon.
It's and the egg. Boots and eggs and boots and eggs and boots and eggs.
When are they gonna make a Pal World bot?
Let's see.
I want a Surfant.
You can jump.
Alright.
I have fancy boots. Whee!
Let me
I
go
think Karlak's stuck. She's not coming.
Ungroup and regroup. There you go, she's moving.
She literally was like, I give up. I don't want to walk anymore.
She quite literally
Which
was
I get
like,
it. Karlak. Are you stopped again? Karlak. Karlak, what's going on? Let's have a talk. What are you? You need to stop just standing there. You need to come here. I'm gonna have to fucking just get her. Come on, Karlak. Take the damage. Come on.
This one's gonna be good.
Here you go. Yeah, burning acid.
So, I don't know.
Oh, Karlak. Like, she followed me. She barreled in there without any fucking issue, and then going to leave. She's like, I can't,
now she's like, I don't know how.
No, she literally was like, me too! And then, no.
How conventional.
I don't want.
That's a little racist there, Harley. Just saying.
Wow.
She's like, oh,
Wow.
Githyanki sleep in beds too. Like, they're not fucking creatures.
She's like, I thought they slept, like, hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, like bats or something.
Oh, there's little Githyanki children.
Yeah, they're little shitheads, though. They're shoving a little kid in a box.
Focus.
Should we should we let them out?
You can let them out.
I can. It's locked.
Yeah, you lockpick it.
I don't have lockpicks. I give them all to Asterion.
Okay, I shall do it then.
It's a habit I have where I just... That was a sound. Yeah, I always give them to Asterion. I'm like, here, this is obviously your work. Why are we fighting? I don't want to fight children.
It's the one Gramishka.
Oh, cat.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Where'd he go?
Fine with... He's behind the box.
Oh, I see now. I was like, where the fuck is he?
Kitty. Oh, Kitty, go around.
Kitty go dead.
Oh. Kitty go. Bleh.
Okay, so I don't know.
The Folly of Zarathamon. Weird looking books.
So,
oh, this is so cool!
What is so cool?
It's like a Githyanki
Oh, the
book.
Githyanki disc. Yeah.
A parasite.
That's
the
dope,
Githyanki
though.
disc.
Magic. Take it.
So I am not gonna lie. I don't know what happens if you don't bring Lae'zel here.
Parasite. Brimming with magic.
I've never done this
Take
without
it.
Lae'zel.
2 Mind Flayer specimens. Interesting.
What are you doing?
I'm
Close
looking
the
at
door.
it.
The Zaith'isk is not a child's plaything. If you require its
They
services,
can't see it. It does
speak
not
to me.
happen.
Otherwise,
Oh wait, no, there's a woman right here.
A parasite. Take
Yeah.
it.
Parasites
It
everywhere.
might be useful.
vertical incision from pineal eye to end of notochord.
Notochord.
Intestinal coloration consistent with samples 231 to 259. Do you have a question? Or are you just going to stand there gawking?
Yes.
Gawking.
You must be desperate to seek my aid. Tell me, how long have you been infected?
Wow, you can't just ask people that. Oh.
Fascinating. So you're
Oh, have
conscious
you
of your
abandoned the
infection,
corset?
Oh, I just unclasped
showing
it,
no
yeah.
signs of cerebral impairment. Either
I like how, depending
you
on the
touch
lighting,
this special-
my outfit looks more green, and
Or
then
you
sometimes
are.
it's blue.
It's
It
like
doesn't know
teal,
what's going on.
yeah.
We must find out which. Go to the Zaith'isk.
Which?
I will ensure you're cured. The
would that?
apparatus at the top of those stairs. Quickly now. Time is of the essence.
Herbal essence?
Even Githyanki rarely experiences Aethys. You are very lucky, Isbig.
Do you want to do it yourself?
Should we save first?
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
I've never done this without Lysel. I don't know.
Device is strange, made of taut flesh and pockmarked metal. It waits for something.
I don't like that
You
tentacle
feel
thing.
your
That's
parasite
disgusting.
stir.
Do not fear. My experience in operating this machine is unparalleled. There is nothing on any plane stronger than a Aethys for curing unwanted afflictions.
It's alive.
It is alive, yeah.
Never stick your head in an extraplanar torture device. A rule to live by.
Karlak, I agree. That seems like a good rule.
More than ceremorphosis.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Suck out my brain worm. I'm gonna die.
I don't know, actually. I'm not like I don't know actually.
Warmth sapped by the cold metal seat.
Kind of excited to see what happens
The
if it's not
machine
Lysel.
awakens.
Oh.
You must focus on the parasite at all times. The Aethys.
Why is Karlak standing like that?
Cause she hot. What in the Starship Troopers?
Tightly around your head. The tadpole squirms and contracts. It's trying to
Am I about to become a piece of broccoli?
I don't know.
You realize the device is hunting your parasite, but it's doing so blindly. Without direction, your faculties could be permanently damaged. Your skull groans and bends under the pressure. Then agony.
Oh, I got risen. And then
Oh, you got lucky there.
barely.
You got lucky there.
Torment.
The skin of my teeth.
For the parasite's lurking presence. The device searches too. You sense its hunger, its craving. It wants the tadpole, but maybe something more.
It's a brain sucker.
That's it. Ignore the pain. Think of the tadpole. Think of it purged.
Why is she so
She is
excited?
way too excited.
That thing's going to kill you. Move.
Look at a starring in the background.
The
Oh my
parasite
god.
burrows deeper, sinking its teeth into your brain's exposed tissue.
Uh-oh.
It sucks greedily.
Greedily.
Uh-oh.
You feel yourself ebbing away, while the parasite only grows stronger. It's evolving.
I kind of want to see what happens.
Okay, go for it.
I mean, we saved, right? So we're
Yeah,
good.
we saved.
Alright. Oh no.
Oh
That was
my
so-
god.
That was so close.
You're almost there. The Aethys never fails.
The device yearns for the creature, for every part of you tainted by its presence. You will be consumed. The tadpole quivers. A different magic is building within it. This one is ancient,
Origin story?
rotten.
No. No more.
Okay. Let's see if I can get this.
Oh. Yeah, you got it.
You pour yourself into the tadpole's putrid magic. Its strength multiplied. It unleashes on the machine. The two forces fuse violently together, your brain their conduit. Your body and mind drift apart. You are being undone.
Oh.
Enough.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So your dream visitor doesn't
The
let
room
you finish it.
swims
Okay.
back into focus. Your mind is intact,
Interesting.
Yet unfamiliar.
I feel different.
Inside it, the tadpole lives on, and you feel different.
Sorry about your chair.
No!
Why is Carlax standing like that? Why is she squatting?
My
The
life
squatting is what's getting me.
gone. And yet you live. And so does your parasite.
Her voice cuts with a fanatical edge, an obsession bordering on mania. If there's a chance the parasite lives, she
You can't
wants
have my
it.
brain bug. Can't have it.
The Zaithisk does not fail. The
Oh, it
only
failed.
variable in this experience was you and your parasite. And I will uncover how this happened.
Teeth away.
Wait here. I will gather my tools.
No.
Do not cut me open.
No,
too
no.
close.
All right, when she leaves,
You
I'm
were
taking
lucky
this
I
shit.
was there to save you once again.
Give me this
Stop
shit.
grabbing worms.
That's really good.
Give me that
news.
shit. All right, is there anything else to take in here? Yes. Yes.
Oh, hi. Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Hi, Paul. How are you? You're doing good. Glad to hear it.
Don't mind if I do.
What you been up to? Alright.
Fucking off.
Yeah.
What now?
She locked us in.
Hardly a challenge.
She locked us in.
At the beach.
It's okay. I locked us out. Fenced them in.
You locked
Fenced
us
them
out?
I-
Oh.
Yes.
Look what you did.
Oh yes, I know what I did.
Oh, I don't have spike rolls.
Okay.
Sam.
What the? Oh, he fucking counterspelled me. Oh.
Can you throw water on him?
I threw grease. But he
I was gonna say, I have
counterspelled me.
Freeze, but I can't, you can throw some water on him, I can freeze.
It's fine.
Can't stay idle.
Should be. Okay, don't attack the person with Crown of Madness, because they will attack their allies. Yeah, you get counterspelled too, bitch.
But
Bitch.
now, go prone.
Fall.
Go ahead. Slip and fall. Slip and fall. Slip and fall. Bitch.
Don't hold me. Oh, you did hold. Shit. Okay.
What the fuck? Is that the kid making
It's
that
the
sound?
kobold. There's a kobold.
Oh, I just heard, Damn. That was
That was a
brutal.
little unnecessary.
Right? Okay. Karlak.
I still can't believe they counterspelled my grease.
Alright.
Grease is the OP play, guys. It's like fuzz.
Take her out.
Nice.
No. It's the thorns. My spikes, those are OP.
True. That is very
But
true.
I can't do them.
Alright. I'm going to...
Saved, you bitch.
Nice.
Some bullshit.
Nice. Everybody's dead.
Where do I go from here?
No,
Just the
they're
way we
not.
like it.
But they will be.
Oh, Karlak's in my way.
I'm sorry. I was
No,
trying
no.
to move her out of the way, but
I can jump over her.
yeah.
Jump.
Here we go again.
Wow. Bop. Mm-hmm.
Bop.
A weasel. A sea weasel. Weasel the weasel. Weasel. Yeah, go stand in the fire. That's smart of you.
I love when they do that. Oh. Don't you rally. You stop that.
You knock that off.
Cleave. When in doubt, cleave. I did not realize I had to be closer. I thought she would walk over. She's like, no. Absolutely not. Why would I walk over to cleave this man?
Yeah.
Fucking Christ. Okay, we will lacerate.
Nice.
Murderated.
So we've got... I like how you're poisoned and, like, don't you have, like, immunity to poison and stuff?
I should. I've got the poisoner's robes. Oh, it's entertaining.
Survival is all that matters. Death won't take me yet.
Slam. Nice. Slam. Nice. Okay, you know what?
Find a way forward.
I've been fucking sleeping on the Warlock class, guys. That deepened pack with the packed weapon is kind of a donk.
Oh yeah, Warlocks are fun. Can you please stop shooting my buddy? I don't like it. Yeah, go run away. Fuck this guy up. Damn. Warlock didn't play. I said fuck him up and she said, got it.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. Yep. She fucked him up.
We're like 2-tapping people right now.
Sounds like fun.
No time for mercy.
Oh.
Correct.
She was
Bonk.
like,
Bonk.
I'm taking her bread. She's got a nice crossbow, which I will send to camp for now.
Fucking
like how much?
bonk.
Ooh, he's got a key. Taking all your shit.
What path lies before me?
Get raided, bitches.
What's hiding here?
Ooh, you got a key? A short sword, an amulet. What do you got? Oh, we could have dropped that on their head. That would have been good. Oh well.
Oh, the thing? Yeah, the lamp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Astarion has boo boo boo.
Yeah. So does Karlak.
You got to kiss his boo boo.
We should probably go campy and sleep because we don't have any short rests.
Let's give
and
this
there's gonna be more
to
fighties as soon as we leave.
Okay. I'm gonna give this to Lae'zel. Give this to Lae'zel. That way, if we ever like, hey, we gotta use Lae'zel. Well, no, she's got some shit.
Right.
Or we can sell it. I really don't fucking care.
Right.
When you deal acid cold fire lightning, you can't trip on your weapon until your next. That's pretty dope.
Oh, I didn't even give Astarion this other.
Oh, you said camping.
Yep, camp. Do I want those or do I want these? I think I'm gonna do this.
Get down better.
Okay, camp.
Ooh, chocolate caramels.
I did. I couldn't breathe with the corset on.
They are pretty rough.
It's true. It's true.
That's one of my useless talents is tight lacing corsets.
I can't breathe. That's how I felt. I can't breathe. I'm dying.
Never a dull moment.
Lae'zel wants to spike.
Skra!
You went to the crash without me, and you attacked them. Yes, I did.
felt your torment.
I did do
The
that,
gods
and
have
I would
tampered
do
with
it again.
Traitor! And there may be more still. This must be why the Inquisitors
Right,
come.
useless talent is breathing. That's a useless talent for quite a few people that I know personally.
Oh, said a we.
Vlaakith does not abandon Githyanki. The Zaithis was tampered with. There is no other explanation.
Honey.
Now hurry. We must go to the Chirai and inform him of the Doctor's sedition.
Chirai!
On my way.
Astarion, where are you? Can I get kissies yet? When can I get kissies on command?
Astarion.
I just want my kissies
On command, like he's a
I'm not
dog.
surprised that the
Give
Gith's
kiss!
insane device didn't remove our tadpoles.
Give kiss! Oh, it's
No,
okay.
really, like,
Carlac wants to
it's
talk to me.
grim
Hello,
either way.
sweet little lady.
So why not sell what's left of my soul? You're familiar with the phrase,
Oh, no.
I know, Cazador.
Okay, well, there's nothing else to say.
Oh, she's sweating.
She's hot. She's hot in her chest. Her engine. Whatever. Whatever. Ugh. I should do more
Not
dress
allowed.
up streams. They're fun, but I'm lazy. I don't honestly, it's kind of funny that like I haven't dressed up as Harley Quinn
A lot
for
of
any
it.
of these playthroughs, and I literally have so much Harley Quinn cosplay stuff.
I only have my.
Well, you can't stream as Poison Ivy. You
Well, I know,
will get
but
TOS.
No, I won't. I have
if you stream
my.
the way you look now.
Well, yeah, I have my Tank Girl Harley Quinn, and then I've got the only Poison Ivy I have is I did a Christmas Poison Ivy where I did her costume out of poinsettia
That's
flowers.
Alright, go to sleep.
That's how I burned my teddy with hot glue.
Your
the morning of the
teddy?
photo shoot. I was
Oh.
like,
What's
this
going on?
is
Oh,
loose, and I went to glue it.
You recognize the feathered creature. It's the owlbear cub you rescued.
He goes, hoo-hoo. Hi.
Hoo-hoo.
Come here, little baby. I will love you. I will go scratch-ums
The
on
cub
the baby.
tilts his head. He does not trust you. Yet.
Aw, baby.
I give you food. You want food? Even
cub's
Astarion's like,
eyes
yeah,
lock
feed the baby.
onto the food
Feed the
in
baby.
your hand.
I should toss it to him. I don't want to get bit.
The creature gulps the food down.
Yeah. That's why you don't hold it.
Eaten in some time. With
You
a
would have
hungry
taken my
chirp,
hand off.
he steps forward.
Butt. Oh, I'm covering your
wants
butt cheeks.
more.
Look at that.
Straight booty.
Oh my
Straight
God.
booty.
Can't see booty. I'm covering
Look at his
it.
little beak! Oh, come
Okay,
here, you
more reason to love
dog.
Carla.
I know.
She's like,
Alarmed
look at the
by your
baby.
companions approach, the cub turns heel and runs.
Look at you're so mad at her.
Damn it! You scared it off.
Not we.
Not we.
Poor little beaky fella. Hope he finds his way back.
She loves him so much, though, already.
Why are you sleeping like that? You're like bent
We all
sideways.
sleep like that.
No, you were bent
Like-
weird
oh.
for my on my
Oh,
screen.
mine wasn't bent weird. I thought you were talking about the hand thing. Scratch.
Oh,
Hold on,
I
let me
actually I don't because I am only a half elf.
What's up,
The dog
buddy?
is unable to speak through the small bag he holds in his
Yeah.
mouth.
You got money?
I don't know. Maybe you can tell me.
What's a potion of
All I
healing?
know is I thought of you when I saw it.
Oh, what a goodest boy.
Pet, pet.
What a goodest boy.
Pet, pet.
What's a goodest boy? Who's the goodest boy? It's Scratch. Scratch is the goodest boy.
How come she
She's
doesn't burn
probably-
Scratch?
Scratch is a special baby. Okay.
True.
Special.
True. True.
Right, okay, he already goes. Cool. All right. It is 8:30, and I don't know what you want to do. 'Cause I don't know.
Let me see what else we can do in the crash. Oh yeah, we still have to do the whole Lathander's light thing. So there's still more to do in the crash.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know how long stuff was gonna take, and I know it's a weekday. And also, I get to go to the dentist.
So would you like to call it here? Because I'm trying to think, because I haven't done the crash a lot. I think I've only done it like twice. I don't remember how long the Light of Lathander is gonna take, but that's the only thing left to do here in the crash.
That's probably best to cut it here, because I have to go to the dentist tomorrow morning, and you have work, and I don't want it to run too late.
That works for me. I will come back to camp.
Camp.
Okay, and then I will save.
We do like saving.
We do like saving.
It's not saving for me. Usually it's oh, there it goes.
Because I was not doing a quick save. I was doing a hard save.
Oh. It's so hard to save.
I know. I always do a hard save when we end instead of a quick save. Alright, let's see if there's anybody on to right there. Right
I have
there.
copy. Right there.
Right there.
Fucking can't believe I have to go to the dentist tomorrow. I thought I had until Thursday. They're testing me.
Envoy?
Envoy.
Envoy.
Envoy. Yeah, we can do Envoy. Let me set it up. I gotta go to my thing. I gotta go to my thing.
Do the thing, guys. Do the thing.
Because I don't think I have him on my presets.
Oh.
Yeah. I haven't messed with my presets in a minute.
Okay. I'm gonna say goodbye to chat.
I will do the same.
Okay.
And then I will hit start raid when we get back.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, guys. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for attending our digital Renaissance fair. I will be live tomorrow. Oh my god, no thank you. No, oh my god, no thank you. No thank you. Oh my god. No, I'm kidding. But thank you guys. So tomorrow I will be doing a very chill. I'm gonna do a very chill Elden Ring stream tomorrow because Huey has asked so nicely for me to stream some more Elden Ring. So I will stream probably just for a couple hours. Like I'm not gonna go like all out, all crazy and all that stuff. But yeah, so a little tiny bit of Elden Ring tomorrow. Maybe we can finally kill Fire Giant. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. And then we'll probably continue this. On Wednesday. And then I have a very busy stream week this week. Holy smokes. And then Thursday I'm playing Conan with Dirge and Barosif because we got keys for that and we have to cover that, you know, being responsibilities and stuff. You'll have to get it just for me. It'll be fun. Guys, we can all be the Elden Lords together. It'll be great. It'll be so fun.
I have returned.
Okay, you ready?
I'm gonna hit start raid and then it's gotta go through the thing, so.
Okay.
I hit start raid. So.
Starting raid.
Where did it go?
An Elden Ring of players.
I didn't, oh my god, I hit it and it hit unraid. How did I?
I don't know.
I gotta redo.
Alright guys, I'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna be Fire Giant tomorrow. It's gonna be
God. 4 seconds. Okay, I can raid now.